Yellow from fucking door. That's a fucking
red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Are we on, darling? Are we ready? Mr. Atwood, your call is in. You're on air in 2 minutes. Oh, fuck. Right. Are we live?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We are.
Right. Hey, listen, Abracadabra 7. How the fuck did we do 6 of these?
I don't know.
So I've only been here for 5 of them.
Are we live?
We are.
I'm looking. We are.
Is my beautiful unphotoshopped picture there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Is it?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's still not there.
These are ours.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Hang on, and this is listed as JCK's Zoom meeting.
Oh
no! And I'm still not on screen.
Well.
No, you're not.
I'm not on screen. I'm not on screen. I'm not on the Zoom. I am, but not on YouTube.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not on YouTube.
You've been deleted.
Oh, this is not going to work.
No, it is going to work. Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to be off camera?
Ladies and gentlemen, this production was brought to you by JCK in Australia. Yeah, things don't work very well. She's been offline for 1 week. She's forgotten how to use a computer.
All right, what if I change? If I change it to speaker view, does that change? Does it change?
Yeah, do that.
Is there anybody out there can help us?
There's no one in the chat.
Any psychiatrists? Yeah, they'll come back. They'll come in a minute. It's all warming up, so you just need to change the speaker view.
Change to speaker view.
No, change to gallery view. Gallery view.
Gallery view again. All right,
guys.
I've lost my superpowers. Have gone.
I mean,
I've lost my superpowers. I haven't got my cuffs.
Everything is going.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it
I'll
is.
put it on.
Everything is going swimmingly, except.
Yes.
See, now you're fucking bulletproof.
Now I'm bulletproof.
Oh, now you've got speaker view. Now it's showing us one by one.
Is it? What?
Yeah.
No, but that's delayed.
No, it's not.
Okay, see, I fixed it now.
No.
It is delayed on
no,
YouTube.
now it's just showing Juicy and Lucy and you. So this is quality entertainment, isn't it?
This is the best.
No one's in the chat.
I mean, I'm not on screen at all. So
you're not on screen at all.
I can't do my job.
See if that helps.
Are you not?
If you look at YouTube, I'm not on screen at all.
Is he doing it for attention?
No, I
Why don't you
I need to be on screen. For fuck's sake.
Put your video on, Mark. Put your video on, Mark. See if that helps.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Why don't you put something in front of? Yeah, put the video on.
How's that?
Yeah,
but not on YouTube. But not on YouTube.
It's delayed on YouTube.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll just sit here
That's
and wait.
why. And I still can't find anyone in the chat. Where are you all?
Something's going wrong with YouTube. Something's going wrong with YouTube.
There's 350. We lost a whole heap of people.
Oh, they'll come back.
Yep, there we go. Help there.
Hold on.
Hello, there we are. They're coming in. It's like I had to set it off.
Ah, right. Okay.
That was me. That was.
We're in business now.
My goodness. Technical difficulties.
Right.
Look at the chat is
Everybody,
going super fast.
Shut up. Listen. This is not JCK's Zoom meeting. This is Abracadabra 7. There's going to be people watching this going, I want a reading about the demons on the moon, right? And they'll be like, who the fuck's that twat in a hat? And what's going on? It's Abracadabra 7. If you come here for a JCK reading, you're in the wrong place. Okay.
This is an abracadabra. Okay, so this is Abracadabra 7. I can't edit it while we're live, can I?
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
I can't edit it while it's live. Did you just say that for real? Did you just say that for real?
Yes.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Right. So Abracadabra 7, right? We decided to do this live at the last minute. Can you tell?
I tell you what. You know what? I'll write on a piece of paper. What if I draw on a piece of paper Abracadabra 7 and hold it up?
Why don't you write your name just in case you forget it?
It's on the screen.
Anyway, listen, I've got some big news. I've been attacked by reptilians over the last week, but I managed to catch one, tame it, right, and now it's singing like a bird. Do you want to hear it sing?
Yes.
Ready? Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they want to be close to you. Yay!
Does that mean I'm Miss Piggy? Am I Miss Piggy?
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that neither. I didn't even fucking think it.
I didn't even cross my mind.
Abracadabra. Did I spell that right?
It says I need a psychiatrist 7. So apparently loads of people are depressed, getting drunk on a Friday night in Scotland, Sandra. And
Sandra, if you're there, Sandra Rankin.
We thought we'd do like the Abracadabra pub Friday night party special because Juicy and Lucy have been doing some crazy shit in the last 2 weeks, haven't you guys?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it's all our fault, though. If you know what I mean.
Come on, then fill us in.
Oh, somebody instigated.
That was me inviting you to talk, you plonker. What is it? You talk when you're not supposed to talk, like now. And when
I have to apologise for my voice, first of all, because I'm just getting over. Well, the last journey we went on, it took a fucking week. And it was a week. Well, JC said the last time we was having a private chat, she went, "Is that what you call permutating?" She went, "Fucking hell." I said, "Well, yeah, that's the start of it. But literally, the speed that runs at, I've been doing that solid for a week. Going through every little fucking nook and cranny of me.
That's why you're lost.
But it's equivalent to a lot longer than a week.
It's equivalent.
A lot longer.
Yeah, it's equivalent. It's the longest fucking night ever, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it went on and on and on and on. And I says to Mark, he says, "You are here with us," and he's like, "Both of you were." And Mark, I took Mark outside. I said, "I'm going to go and show you something now." And I took him out, took the phone outside.
And I just want to point out to the viewers, it was nothing bad.
No, he wasn't. No,
he did not. His hand did not go near his gene fly at all.
I was going to show you some new stars, and I took him out, and I went like that. And I must admit, you said I've never seen stars ever like it, ever.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. I said that's what we've been part of building, all of us, because a lot of people have been seeing them stars all over the country and all over the world.
Wow.
This week.
Yeah. I told you, one of my son's friends came round and said to me, "Have you noticed the stars? They're all different."
Yeah.
And I couldn't see anything because the island was just cloudy. But
Yeah. But I took you outside and went boom, and I went, look, they're all connected to the phone, and they're so bright. There's billions and billions of them, but all a whole different star system, brand new. And I was like, yeah, I remember building it.
I remember building it.
You've been building it yonkos ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And so it was basically it was a case of putting it all together. I mean, we had that Zoom call as well with Una Flash, didn't we? Which was amazing. When we had that last week, that was amazing.
We've got to talk about Huna.
Yeah, and I won about the Abracadabra and everything all over, and it was beautiful that he actually clarified that everything I've said or spoke about was said is true.
Well, it might be he might be just another delusional person like us. You have to consider this.
I know.
Look, anybody that calls himself, who names himself after washing powder, has.
There you go.
People won't know what that means.
Flash.
Years ago, I was working on a building site, and a guy came up to me. And he came up to me. He goes, "My name's Purcell." I goes, "Oh, really?" I said, "I'm your fucking nemesis, mate."
Oh fuck! I just realised you're named after washing powder as well.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
But there's people now going. There's people out there going. I've never bought any juicy washing powder.
Okay, let me. I'm just looking at the chat. It's a bit delayed, but everyone's saying, "Has Juicy got a cold?"
No.
And they're saying, and Tim Birch said, got COVID.
Okay.
So I'll come and take you away. Tim Birch said, "You're looking gorgeous." ... Mark.
Talking to me, yeah.
Okay, so there's over 1,000 people in the chat already,
It's because
and everyone thinks it's JCK's Zoom meeting.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with JCK, by the way. Bugger off. This is Abracadabra. I'll tell you what.
So if you're new, what can I just talk to the audience?
It's literally burnt out. It's a burnt out voice box from literally what we did for 7 days. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'll just translate that for everybody. It's literally a burnt out voice box for 7 days. Because nobody ever understands what he's saying, so I thought I'd clarify that for
everybody. So can I just use? Okay, so everybody, we're here. This is on my channel because it was accidental, as you can see, last minute. We thought we could live stream from 2 channels. Mark Atwood's channel, which is the Mark Atwood Show Adventures in a Meat Suit. But you were banned, and then somehow you could upload things. So I'm wondering if you could even go live. Maybe you can't go live.
Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm not here.
What? Made up of dinosaurs.
Maybe I should have ironed this shirt. Look at that crease. Oh dear.
You just look very bohemian.
That's shocking.
I
thought you were going to laugh at this. I was like,
I loved it. I was like, that's awesome.
This is. I've got a law of attraction story behind this. I was in London one night. I did a talk. I was doing a business conference, and I wanted a hat like this because this is like 1930s New York street newspaper seller.
Yeah.
Right? You wear a hat like this, you expect a guy to go say
or
stuff
a 1970s Harlem.
You talking over me?
Sorry.
Again? What
I was just going to say.
You told me about that.
We talked about this. We talked about this, JC.
Well, if you had better audio, maybe I could hear you.
I've got the thing you told me to buy.
Is your audio as big as mine?
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Where's the batteries go?
I'm getting
one over battery. That is it.
That is. Hang on. Yeah, I can.
Are you getting jealous, Mark?
No, I can do that. I can do that. Look, watch. Ready?
Are you a bit jealous? Yes. It's a bit stubby.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's a bit short and stubby. Yeah.
Oi.
A little bit short and stubby.
That's a bit personal.
Hey, anyway. Vim. You could be called Vim. The old Vim team.
Anyway, I was saying that this hat, right, is the kind of thing that you says. Like those movies, like wise guy, huh? Think you're smart? Yeah. Think you can outsmart a bullet? That kind of shit. But so I'm walking along. I found this off Fleet Street, just on 2 o'clock in the morning. It was just sat there on top of a thing. So whoever left this in London 8 years ago, thank you.
It was some guy from Essex.
Was that your Essex accent? That was very good. Yeah.
with a nasty fucking rash.
Do they say in it in Essex?
In it. They say in it in Bradford.
In it.
In it.
Oh, they say in it. In it.
Yeah. Although Fred Dibner died a few years ago.
You say in it.
Do you smell smoke?
Fred Dibner died a few years ago. How is that relevant to creation of the universe?
Like that, didn't he? Do you like that? On his fucking complexion.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Someone said you sound like Jerry Lewis.
Who, me? You probably do.
When you did your American
I've got many disguises.
What does it sound? Lady. How does it sound, Jerry Lewis?
It will get better as we go on.
Jerry Lewis or Jerry Lee Lewis?
Oh my God. All right. Welcome to Abracadabra 7, everyone, where we basically just talk over the top of each other. And if you don't like it, piss off. Like, basically, that's what it is.
No, listen. Let's stop messing about. This is serious, right? This is serious. This is about the universe, the future of the human race, all that kind of shit. So let's just be serious. Stop talking over it. Right. Behave yourselves, all right? Okay, Dad, you're allowed. Oh, shit. Lucy. Juicy. Oh.
Okay,
you're allowed to talk now.
Can we explain to
Don't let me laugh. My voice is bad up in these. What's that?
This is a disaster.
I can't believe I'm laughing so much when Joe Biden's supposed to be president, which is like really depressing.
Oh no, it's so depressing.
Hey, your life in our hands. Don't worry about it, the professionals. Your future in our hands.
If you're new here, this is very serious. We've got diagrams. We've even got diagrams.
Oh, I've got some.
Look, I've laminated them. Juicy and Lucy. I've laminated your diagrams. This is pretty
That
awesome.
is so organized. I'm so impressed.
I
I know. Unlike my Zoom meetings.
Yeah,
See?
it's like you
And
swap
look at
those skills for these.
Abracadabra.
It's like you swapped broadcasting skills for lamination skills.
Yeah. Always laminate your best porn, man.
What? Laminate your best porn, man.
Yeah.
Did he just say
Your
that?
favourite
It
porn, man,
doesn't get-
laminate
It
it.
doesn't get all wet and.
Yeah,
Hey, come on, this is a family show. What's up with you
Just wipe
lot?
it off.
Jesus. Right, anyway,
We're
Juicy.
in lockdown. It's been many, many months.
Okay, go on, go.
Mark, it's been months and months.
it's been anyway. Yeah. So what happened was, Juicy and Lucy went off, did some shit in the universe. Then we met Huna Flash. Then I wrote a poem. And then JC didn't go online for a week, and basically here we are.
Bing, bang, bosh, innit?
Fish bash
I
bop.
did. I went on Patreon.
What the fuck happened there?
I went on Patreon.
Oh yes,
I did a Q. No, was it a Q&A? Yes, a Q&A on Patreon.
No, you're not allowed to say Q&A. You have to say 17 and A or back channel and A. Otherwise, you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Or big photo.
So how do you say
Stroke,
queen?
You don't, because she's dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's dead. Well, everybody's laughing in the chat, but then we'll obviously have some people going, "Why are you talking over the top of each
Oh,
other?"
don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. They'll soon go. So we're gonna get serious here. What's happened? What's happened, guys? What's happened?
Oh, Jesus Christ. You all look like them, I'll tell you. Right, we had that private chat we all had. And then from there, boom, we was off. And literally, that was a green light for me to finish. It was a bump. Yeah.
Okay, so translate that.
But we had that.
We had a chat with Huna, and
We
then
had a chat with
that
Huna.
hit you.
and everything else. And what I wanted to make sure was what we doing was doing what I was doing or we was doing was the right thing, wasn't interfering with anything or whatever. And he went, "No, you're doing absolutely fine. Well, let's go, let's finish." And we just took it to the end, finished it.
Right, before you go into that, I'm just going to explain to everybody something. So Huna Flash is a Maori shaman who travels the world doing energy stuff with portals, right? And he's a healer, and he's quite an extraordinary guy. And you had seen him on Michael Jaco's show, and you very excitedly going, "He's talking about the royal Star family the same as us."
Yeah.
Then before we know it, we're having a chat with him, and then you two and JC just talked all over him, and I couldn't get a word in as usual. But apart from that, it was a nice chat, and
we were excited.
You was there to write notes.
Yeah, I was the secretary. Yeah. It was nice to be your PA. This used to be my show. This used to be my show. Now it's not even on my channel, and I'm a fucking PA.
Wow.
Mark, you should know by now, we're joined at the hip. Apparently, no one can write an email without mentioning you in emails or mentioning me in your emails. So it's inevitable. Our things are fusing together.
Lost control.
Our things are fusing together.
Our things are fusing together.
Jesse, you're so rude. So
Okay.
I'm glad we're 12,000 miles apart. That's all, folks. So that's where we got up to. And then what Juicy is saying is that then off they went. And literally, he's been at it for 7 days, which is why you can't understand the word he's saying, because his throat is hoarse. So what happened? What did you do?
It was all about creating a new star system, which we know we've been involved with for a very long time. And we've had these like normal locks put on us. So we're here doing a thing. And it's almost like you wake up and you go, "Oh, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And it was almost like the brakes came off and it was just literally wash, wasn't it? It was almost like, fucking hell, I actually know what I'm fucking doing. Out of the secret zone, where before everything was all kept secret and safe and everything else. It was the case of off you go. And we ended up we created everything inside a star. Do everything. I said to you, we're off, and we went into a star. So I don't know if you can ever remember on the Saturday morning, the sky seemed completely different. We had a beautiful blue sky here, but the sky was different.
A different light.
A different light. And then basically what it was, the star energy was on the outside, shining through to the inside, because it was actually inside the star, creating everything, putting everything together. And that's where we were. And that's why I said I took you outside and went, come and look at this. And I showed you that new star system. And you went, I've never seen stars like it, because they bounce around the sky, they move, they flash everywhere.
The dance.
The bounce around. And what was like, I've never seen it like it. I went, no, because this is where we've all been just putting these things together for a very long time. It's an energy form. And then basically we brought it all together, and then it got down to the stage where I gave that to the Royal Star family as a wedding present. So look, what are we going to do with it? You know, it's fucking this universe was fucking massive. You can't build anything any bigger. It was huge, and every star was a portal to a different universe, blah blah, and everything else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I gave it to the Royal Star family as like because when I was there, it was like the female was outside, bouncing around on the star, happy as you like. And I heard her say it's the first time there's ever been a Royal Star Palace where it was safe inside. So I remember came inside and everything. I said, "That's what, you know. What do I want with it?" So I gave it to the Royal Star family as a present, the whole thing.
So there's an actual palace there.
The palace is inside the star, yeah.
Okay.
And they said, just like every man says to a woman and every fisherman in the world is nowhere near as big as you said it was.
Well, it can be as small as you like or as big as you like, Mark. We've covered all options.
Okay.
So we're a grower.
There's a palace inside.
Okay, that's 15 penis jokes, and we're only 20 minutes in.
You should see the chat.
Yeah.
I'm suggesting juicy, you need honey and lemon.
I gave it to the Royal Star family as a whole brand new how it all works. And I gave it as a wedding present, as a wedding present for, I don't know what it was about. It's just amalgamation between everything, I think. And there you go. And to show them how it all worked and how it all fitted together and everything else. And then after all of that, we was off on a different journey. And it was almost like that was all done and finished. And now we've got to go and finish all the shit behind us. And then it all gets a bit fucking crazy.
And it went really crazy.
It went really fucking crazy. And it was a case of me sitting here for, well, forever really, taking every bit of shit that could hurt me and carry on, battering the hell out of me, all the evil. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I caught one for you, didn't I? So
yeah, you did.
No, that's all good.
It's weird to say that.
That's true.
But yeah. And then we had to stop the old illusion. And it's a case of it used to embed itself into space. And basically, the space used to trigger it. It's an old timeline. And it just keeps running at you constantly. You can't stop it. So in the end, I went, right, I'm going to show you something. So I set it like a trap at one side and opened the other side. So it kept running through. Mm-hmm. In the end, we sat in this lounge. They couldn't go forward, they couldn't go backwards, and the back wall was bowing. Because
it was what? 737 or 747? Which one?
Bowing.
Well, like Bendy, like Beckham. The whole back wall was bowing because they couldn't go forward, couldn't go backwards. Because I trapped them in a time lock, and literally they couldn't go forward. And literally, it was a case of that. All of nature and everything, and Mother Nature was watching like. These idiots are fucking dangerous. And literally just kept running and running and running in at the back wall, trapped them in. So the point of Mother Nature and everything could see how dangerous these energies actually were. And to the point of, even though they knew their time was finished and it was over, they still couldn't get off the fucking back wall to run away because they couldn't go forward or backwards. I've never seen anything so funny in my life. I apologise for the voice, but I had to go through, talk the whole thing through for day after day after day. And this is all the energy that's burnt my voice box and everything else. It just burns. And even when I got them all trapped and it was finished, I even worked out the sequence was the 12 dot, 12 dot, 12 dot. And that's the sequence to stop it. And it was a contract that this contract could keep on coming at you, a fake evolution, and it's uncontractable. And once you actually go, well, don't think so, shall work out the sequence, it has to stop by law of the universe. It's a contract.
Right.
So I stopped it, and then they stopped, and then I locked it, and then they started carrying on again. I went, oh, you just broke contract. So I put a contract on that. That's when I locked them in between the time lock. And that's where they stayed until it was all over.
Right, so
And
just pause there. Just pause there a
Pause.
sec, because does that kind of ties in with JC's Antarctica reading when they were just continuing, even though they'd lost, they're continuing to barter and get more energy. And whether that's metaphorical or not, it does tie in with this. And also, Melania saying the other day that there was a delay. Did you see her say that about?
I don't see anything.
Which is why, you know, the whole community is like, you know, what day is it all happening? When's the EBS going to happen and all this kind of stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
So the evil, so basically evil is still, so what Juice is saying is that they just keep evolving and they just keep going. They can't, even though there's a contract by law for the evil, as in evil entities, to stop at a certain point and not evolve. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And but they're still doing it, and that's what the negotiations I saw.
That's what
Antarctica were about, which I will explain later about Huna and how Huna clarified what Antarctica was and the 9 weeks of hell and all of that stuff. So we'll talk about that later. But let's talk about. We're trying to get.
He also said we had dragon blood, didn't he? I just remembered that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, if you look at it this way,
I thought that was a face cream.
No, if you look at it this way,
it is.
As in dragon blood, it means you can handle stars because obviously there's your heat shield. Let's face it, every star.
We're Targaryens.
Every sun is a fucking hot fucking spot. So of course, because all these suns now are a real sun and not like a story and an illusion. Yeah, that dragon blood is why we can handle stars. Otherwise,
so it's just I know that people in the chat have been saying they're completely lost. So I just want to backtrack a little bit on some of this stuff just so it's clear. What you're saying is that the whole facsimile universes is something that you found the codes to stop happening.
Yeah.
And then the ones that created the facsimile universes were still continuing it, even though they weren't allowed to.
Yeah.
And then you stopped it.
Yeah.
And now we're in an actual organic universe for the first time ever.
Yeah, that's it.
And okay, keep going.
That's a real timeline. That's a proper timeline, not a made-up one. And that's why the old magnetic-y sort of like magic is now finished and done. So probably people I feel a lot more calmer, not so fizzy, because it's finished, it's done. But why you felt like that, that thing was still running on you. It was a contract that could be contracted upon you, yeah. But once you actually found the code of the contract, you can actually stop the contract. And then after that, they're in violation of the contract. And then I put them into my contract and then slam them in, and that's when I stopped the time between the two distances. And that's when Mother Nature and everything was watching how dangerous these things are. Because they're so fucking stupid, it's unbelievable. I was laughing at how stupid they were. They just kept bowling into this contract, but they had to keep going. But they couldn't go any further because there was nothing on the other side. So literally. So
do you think, could you stop them? Like, as in, if there's people that are energy workers, could they stop them if they had this code and universally?
It's a universal code now. It's stopped.
It's stopped. Then it takes a while to manifest on the physical plane, which is what Huna said as well. It takes a while to manifest on the physical plane. Right. Okay. Cool.
It was all work. And so I had to sit here and take absolutely everything that could throw at me. Yeah. Day after day. That's why I sound like this, because the amount of energy that was going through it, you can imagine.
Well, when you say they're throwing absolutely everything at you, do you mean toilet rolls or do you mean energy? What do you mean?
Everything that could run at me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
every type of bit of like energy torture or they used to pump you with energy so it fizzes you up and like makes you feel ill. It's all of the little tricks and trades that they used to do to you. I had to take on the chin, literally, and sit here until it was over, till it ran out, basically.
So this is good news, then, isn't it?
It's really good news. Yeah. Like me having a chest like this is good news.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd just like to explain. I did tell JC and Juicy and Lucy that we could do this Saturday or Sunday, let them have a bit of a rest, but it's just not possible to tie it up together.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we've got, but everything we're doing is still going on around us right now as well.
Yeah.
But we also went on a journey.
I'll tell you what, just give
spiritual
yourself,
journey.
Just give
It was
yourself
a spiritual journey for us as well, of how it really works. You know, like we talk about this as a physical, but we went on a spiritual journey with the whole thing as well. To be reborn of who we really are and how we really feel. And it was all part of that as well. And that's just not us, that's everybody that's the same as us as well. We don't do things just for us, we do things for everybody.
Right, I know you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just going to give your voice a little bit of a rest. And JC, would you mind sharing screen and pulling up some of those videos that Gina Marie Colvin's put out this week?
Yeah, it doesn't work on my audio, so would you be able to do it? I tried. Remember, I
can't share screens. We don't need the audio. We just need to see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. And what?
Right,
just show people, because Gina Marie Colvin's got an amazing channel. Most people watching this probably know who she is. I love her channel. She sees UFOs and shit by the sun, blah blah blah. But she's put out she's been looking at CCTV footage at Tabletop Mountain in South Africa, in Holland, the Netherlands, in Dublin, and all over the place. And there are all these plasma energy creatures coming out of the lights and attaching themselves to buildings and all sorts of stuff. And I think this is related. So
I do too.
I'm going to
show one now.
I'm going to pop off for a sec while you put that on.
Oh, okay. All right, hang on a second.
Who's that?
Right. Who's what? Okay, guys. Can you see? Oh, we can see Mark on the side, right? Okay, so can you see this? I'm going to press play. This is web plasma in Binkeland,
The Hague,
Netherlands, and my admin, who is the moderator, Lillian, is from the Netherlands. But you can probably see this. I'll make it bigger.
On our boats.
Check this out.
The Hague.
People think it's condensation. It's not. These things move. So Gina Maria Colvin.
Wow.
Look at them move, right?
Yeah.
They've got like these. They start twisting and forming, and she describes it and says, "Look, they're forming legs. They're going into the earth. They're getting, and they manifest from light." She's got videos. Look at that. The change. See how that changed? That was the energy changing. This is live CCTV footage that she watches, and when she catches something, she does a video on it. And you see those little. They're all forming. So she thinks they're plasma beings that we can't see necessarily with our eyes, but they're being captured on CCTV footage. And there's also things like she's saying you can see portals, and some of portals forming over very. Look at that! You see that?
That's amazing.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's forming like. Look at that! It's just bursting out. And it's forming these little legs around the edges. Some people, I think I read it briefly in some of her comments. They're saying that, wow, look at that! See how it's just forming legs, and so some people are saying, look at that.
Wow.
This isn't like condensation or anything.
No.
This is actual, it's energy, and it's happening more and more, and she's capturing this stuff. I'll show you another video. Let's see if we can find another one of her videos.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one with a portal. Have a look at these portals in Baden-Baden in Germany. Now look at these portals forming. Can you see that? That's a portal. Yeah. And it's going across that church there. And she saw things coming out of them. I wish I could show the audio. I'm so sorry, guys, but it's not working on my thing. So she's sort of showing how these things are forming, and she saw things coming out of them. And this is all like, look at it, it looks like a spider's web. She says that when the portals form, the footage starts getting glassy. That's how you know it's forming. And then suddenly this this thing appears. So this lady's name is Gina Marie Colvin, and you can find her on YouTube. She's got a channel. She's every day she's like showing footage. Look at that. Look at them. Look. It's changed. See, it's changed.
Wow.
See that? That's a portal. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's just condensation, that one.
Yeah, it's just condensation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that, you know, when I'm doing astral traveling, that's what it looks like in my head. Like you can see it. It starts.
Yeah.
Pops. Yeah.
Have you run out of LSD yet, JC, or not?
I don't do drugs.
Well, I got some.
It's pure JC, baby. It's pure JC. No drugs.
JC, do me a favor. Just pop over to my channel for a second, because I've had a guy on called Ryan Claggett. He's been on a couple of times, and he takes pictures of these energy creatures and he sees them. And you know, what's your feeling about this, Juicy and Lucy? What do you think that is?
What about the trees?
Him seeing little beings in the trees.
What, beings in the trees?
No, the things we've just watched.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Amazing. Yeah.
So there's Ryan Claggett there, and skip forward to a bit where he's showing a bit of footage, because he's a
Sorry
lovely.
about the no audio. He's lovely.
It's okay. It's okay. We just want to show some images. So this is a similar thing. He's got this CCTV footage from a national park, I think, in the States, and he's showing. He talks you through these energy creatures, because he sees them through the cameras. The cameras pick them up, and he's showing them building spaceships or ships.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What did you do there?
I shrunk it. Sorry. I thought I was making it bigger.
Said the actress to the bishop. Anyway. That's our actress, and I'm no bishop. The bishop got bashed. No, stop. Anyway, let's go back. So I wanted to interject there to give you a little bit of a rest, Juicy. But what do you make of those lights coming out of the? You can take me off there now, Jason.
Oh, you don't want to look at the energy beings?
Well, I mean, people can go and look at it afterwards. See those little squares? Those squares.
Yeah.
On the left, that's energy, and they're creatures. And he. I mean, I must admit, I find it a little bit difficult sometimes to see them, and I gave him a little bit of a hard time last time. But
I know where it's coming from, exactly where it's coming from. And what we've been doing, that's the old illusion magic that used to create everything when it's embedded.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, because you said that before, right? You said that magic is all over. Yeah. Right. So what the hell are these lights coming out? Those plasma lights coming out?
They're different.
Right. What are they then?
Yeah,
they're something to do with the new star systems. Must be. It was what I showed you.
We've got.
When
nearly 2,000 people in the chat.
Okay. Hello, 2,000 people. So when you Juicy, when you talk about the energy guys, do they look like that?
No.
They
used to look a bit like us in a way, but fragmented, weren't they?
Except they're energy guys, right? So they come in a boiler suit with an electricity board badge on.
You laugh at that, but the last lot did, yeah.
Did
Because it's us. But a lot of that,
and spaceman.
A lot of that was to do with the old magic, which what I had to stop. Yeah. What we dealt with the last time just looked like us in spacesuits outside.
So the abracadabra stuff, abracadabra's dead, is it?
It's not dead as what you think it is dead. It's just that it's manifesting. It's constantly manifesting itself. But when we started this, I said, look, I haven't got all the answers to what it's actually all about, but I know when I've got to release it, I have to release it. But I did run past that Who in a Flash. It says abracadabra. It is a real thing, and he clarified.
He said it was a light. He said it was like a light.
Light
calendar. He explained time and space or something.
Time and space, and he did say that I'm a bit early or a bit before my time with it, because
I know how to use
it.
You're ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm a bit ahead of time because I know how to use. I know how to use it with the permutations, and when it was showing us how to do the, which is like backwards and forwards and back on the same point again. That's like a quantum that I use to hop, skip, and jump, and then back here we are all again. It's the same thing.
Okay, so he said it's a Lemurian operating system.
Yeah.
The abracadabra clock it opens potentialities, and it's magic. it's magical, and it opens ancestral potentialities.
But I was going to say that's no loss.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, what do you mean?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just counting to see how long it takes you to get the joke. 7, 8.
It's no loss of what? Ancestral.
The Lemurian operated. I'm too fast for this show.
And I'm poorly.
Oh, that's lost. We're an operating system. Oh my God. LOS. Okay. Right. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
so
because obviously that's been downloaded to me from there for us to use what we're doing now.
So
and you said it's in sync with the planet as well.
Yeah, and that's the clarification I needed to go. I've been talking to you guys saying about how you fit into it and everything else and blah blah, and you're like, but you kind of find it for all of us exactly that's been sent to be used for this what we're doing now.
Well, there's a few things here that this whole last 12 months has just been bonkers. Huna recognized all of us.
Yeah.
This show only started because you recognized me on the internet.
Yeah.
And you said to me a few really interesting things last week. Firstly, you said everything's moving because we're now in a starship.
Yeah.
And basically a medium, a plumber, and a poet. What fucking great disguises, you said.
Exactly. Who would know?
Well,
but the thing is, when you look at it, obviously that was downloaded to me, and I unpicked that within 4 hours when it came to me many years ago. Well, what a wicked disguise. I fucking found my Lord Northerner, plumber, blah, blah, blah. Here you go, and off you go with it. What a brilliant way to hide it.
Yeah, it's amazing. So try and translate into words that would be understandable. What's that?
That's not the full one, is it? Abracadabra clock.
No.
That lovely guy sent these to us. He did them on the computer.
Oh yeah.
I've got the star drive.
Is that
here.
the full clock?
I've got a star drive.
Yeah.
From the centre of the regional unit. Yeah, I've not sent it to you. I've had it on the wall for a while to see if it works. And it's a star drive from the original Earth of how it works.
You've got a star drive.
Yeah.
On your wall.
I drew it a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Tell you what, I'll get Claire to take a photo and I'll get her to ping it over.
Who? You mean Lucy?
That's the first time. All right, can I explain to people who are new, because there's so many new people in the chat. It's really obvious because it's on my channel. This is not normally on my channel.
We're also known as Jessica and David out there as well. So
oh, that's your porn names. I know.
No, that's the okay.
Oh God!
I know.
What is wrong with me? I'm sorry because he's always talking about porn. And I thought,
come out. Yeah, and I drew this at Christmas. I was doing the rubber drawings.
Juicy. Let me explain. Because everybody's like in the chat, okay? So there's a lot of people, they already know your names. People are saying your real names in the chat. All right. I'm just going to explain because there is new people in the chat because unfortunately this is on my channel. And because I thought I could. Unfortunately, because it's actually Mark who started interviewing Juicy and Lucy. So Juicy and Lucy, if you haven't watched, I have shared in the chat many times the playlist to go watch all of them. Start at number 1. This is a very metaphysical discussion and you'll get lost.
But is that metaphysical? Quickly. Is that jargon for bullshit?
No. Well, Huna confirmed a lot of it. So if you're new to this and new to our channel, I know. I just want to explain. So Juicy and Lucy keep themselves private. Okay, so Mark's called them Juicy and Lucy.
No, they called themselves that actually.
Oh, they did. All right. Okay. And then Mark started interviewing them and they were talking about the creation of the universe and tapping into some amazing things while they were kind of journeying and doing all this amazing stuff in like parallel universes or metaphysical sort of visions of how this universe works. And they're seeing things that You can't see in the 3D. Okay, so they're seeing things and describing things of how this universe works. And what happened was Huna, so we got in contact with Huna, and he's basically confirming a lot of this stuff, and a lot of it fits in with like his Lemurian sort of shamanism, explaining how the universe works and operates. It perfectly fits in, and that's why Huna was very excited to speak to Juicy and Lucy, and and basically tell us that we're more than what we think we are. Okay, we're from somewhere else, and we're more than where we think we are. And so normally this would be on Mark's channel, and then I would copy it over or whatever onto mine. But Mark is normally the host, and he is the host of this show, and it's called Abracadabra Code. So if you haven't seen it before, I just had to clear that up, okay? Because there's people going, what is this?
Yeah, it won't make any sense.
Go back and watch them all. It won't make any sense. And it's very metaphysical talking. So you can't, there's a clock involved that Juicy, he just started dissecting it, but episode 1 will explain it. A lot of people have started incorporating this in their life.
Oh, it's getting amazing results.
And Abracadabra is about magic. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and also,
and Huna was talking about it being it fits in with the Earth. He actually said that it is in sync with the planet, because our calendar, our Gregorian calendar, does not fit in. It was purposefully made to not fit in sync with the planet, whereas the Abracadabra clock is in sync with everything, and that's probably why it works, and that's the magic. And yeah, so go back and do all that, and we'll put PDFs and everything in the videos.
Yeah, and just a quick one.
Right.
When we actually went through it all, that it does finish at the fucking level 24.
Yes,
that's
and that's
been
what
written.
Huna said. He said that
has been written from
parallels.
24 all the way down and all the way back.
To and from.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good good time to do my poem.
You want to do it now?
Very nice.
I wanted to explain the stuff. I wanted to tell.
Hold on, quick one.
Right.
I've just sent the star drive over to you. You got it? Have a quick look.
Say that again.
Star drive.
What's that?
What's that? It's not a great photo, because it's hard to take photos.
Have you sent it to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
A star drive.
It's a
it
star
looks like
drive hanging on the wall.
Do you know what it looks like?
Sits in the middle of the
it looks like sacred geometry. I don't know if anyone can see it.
Yeah, that's a star. We've used that all on the last journey. Yeah, and that's a star drive. That's what sits. That's what sits in the middle of Huna, as in planet Huna, the original planet.
Wow. Yes.
Well,
I got wow. Yeah.
That's what I've used. Once he gave me that, you're doing okay. That was it. I was off.
Wow. So talking to Huna triggered you.
Yeah.
He sparked something in you.
Yeah.
And I knew that would happen because we didn't hear from you all week.
Mm.
And I was like, they're off somewhere.
Yeah. It was run to finish, basically.
Yes, you wanted to finish. Do you think this is your last journey?
Listen, we're on journeys right here, right now. Do you know what I mean? So don't even think it's your last journey, but it's the end of this one, as in for that. But we're out there doing what we're doing. We all are.
Yeah.
We just got to keep this one going until it's all ready to go home.
Well, we're on the way home, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're at home. We never leave home. We're always where we are, and we fly wide here, but we're not allowed to remember there because we're doing a job here.
And what is the job we're doing?
We never leave the 24. We're always at home.
So what are we doing here? What's this 3D shit all about?
This is basically a running program to find out any faults that could happen or any faults we could create in the maximum so they never happen on the real run of the actual universe. That's basically it. Everything that's happened or is going on is always been under our control to control it.
So like all the way through my life, people have said stuff to me like, "Oh, the human race is just one big experiment." They were right.
As in the human race side of it, yeah. There's different types of human races. Yeah.
There's the 400 meters, the 200 meters, the 800 meters.
Well, after we've done everything, we got on a Paolo, we got dumped on it. And that universe, the organic one, sat and shut everything all off. Bang. And was like, right. And then we got shown that what he's watching on TV, where we were, all the actors and everybody, they were all part dinosaur energy and with human form around it.
I thought we'd established a few episodes back that the dinosaurs were fake.
They are fake. It was a fake reality line. It was a fake where we step in. That's what gave us our old history of evolution.
Wow.
And the other thing you said to me that was really interesting is that we're all in the same place, as in that town that begins with W.
Yeah.
And it's all just all the dimensions are sort of all like, it's a bit like that. If anybody's watched the Christopher Nolan film Interstellar, at the end of that film, where the guy's communicating from a different dimension into the room by pushing the books through the bookcase and stuff. It's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is exactly the same as that.
Because I think Christopher Nolan's a royal star inside it. He must be.
But we actually caught the original. The worst thing that can happen to a universe if it gets clank, clank, bang too hard, it smashes all the energies organic together, smashes it all together, locks it all solid, and wham, we're all trapped inside.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing, getting out of that. And we got to the original clank, clank, bang, didn't we? Fucking hell, that was a fucking day.
Front row seats.
We had front row seats to see the whole fucking lot.
So, you know, when we
it was terrifying. It was like, oh my god, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It was like, boom, it happened. And he walked into the house, and I went, "Caught you, motherfucker! Gotcha!" I said, "You lot, you fucking nailed."
Face to face.
Face to face. It was our landlord, but it's all part of the story.
Oh, that's right. You told us a story about that.
So basically, it was all coming down to this. The original clank, clank, bang, and we watched it all form around us, and we were sitting in a split parallel. So basically, we was in our lounge, and then the door. Obviously, he wanted to get in, but the day before, we watched him walk underneath to create all the fucking tunnels and stuff, and all the shit was going on with the kids.
Right.
And we was up above him, so we watched him walk underneath. Anyway, we got put all as one parallel. Next thing you know, we're sitting there and we're watching him drill the lock out because he couldn't get in because he had no permission to come in. He said the landlord didn't have a key. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Didn't have a key, whatever, load of rubbish. So basically, as we looked through the double door, I could see him going back to this, from this when this house was built, I could see the old yellow door of the front door, and it had the old Georgian glass in it. It opened the opposite way, and I watched him open it and trying to fix the lock. And then I could see on this side of it where this clank, clank, bang was going to come in and fucking trap us all in. And I watched the whole thing. Literally, as he was thinking, we stopped it happening on the inside because we was there to watch it. And as soon as I clogged it, our door, the second door, started opening up, changing the dimension. He walked in. I went, "Caught you, fucker. This is to a landlord." You know what I mean?
Two times? Is that like at the same time?
Same time.
And he's kind of. So what's the clank, clank, bang trapping us in?
Clank, clank, bang is if you get some all energies together in the universe, and you go clank, clank, bang, it makes a solid universe. Right, all the energies inside it get trapped.
Right, so it solidifies it into 3D, but it traps all the energy so they can't escape.
Can't escape.
Okay. And
so we stood there and watched it.
Solid.
And he walked in. So our landlord he went, "You didn't tell me he was in here." I said, "I've been watching you, cunt. This is our landlord. You're watching you. You know what I mean?" So I've just seen exactly what's gone on, what you fucking done. Anyway, he's like, denied it. Instead of going like, "You bunch of fucking weirdos," he was fucking didn't know what to do. I was like, "Caught you." Absolutely nailed you, mate, like that. Anyway, today we had to be out of the house because he had to do something in the house. He'd put, value, eat, whatever. So anyway, okay, but we already seen what was going to happen. So literally, he said, "I'll be there in 20 minutes. We'll go for a walk." So we walked and we come back. Of course, he'd done what we'd seen programmed the day before. When we came in the house, I could see the footsteps of where he went and straight through into the garden. And this point of, couldn't even lock the back door. And that back door is where I stopped time, and they went out through that door. Left the TVs on, left everything as a trap, because we all know, no permission. What happened? It's a void. That one we wrote.
Yeah.
So he's walking straight into a void, because you've put a new key in there, and you're coming in illegally. So we went for a walk, come back, TV set, because obviously that's like a trap. We got a letter on the right in front of the TV. Punt when we come back. He wrote it with proper names, which fits the fucking ABRACADABRA clock. Put that there, open it up. Because he says I'll be back on the 10th of the 1st. No, 10th. The 10th of the 22nd. That's a very important day. I was like, no shit, Sherlock.
So 22nd of October.
Yeah.
Is a very
it's
important
the 8th
day.
is October, which is the thingy. 8th is October, isn't it?
Is it?
8th is also is magnetism, the old one.
8th is October.
The C, A, and D, add them together.
Oh yeah, because October. Oh my god.
Yeah, Oct
Having
is
that
8.
coffee.
Yeah, Oct
Yes.
is 8. That's that. And then literally 22 is 11, 11 on ABRACADABRA, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, gotcha. You little fuckers. so that's set for February the 22nd.
Right. That's set for February 22nd, which fits in with what I said about the 21st being Armistice Day, and that's when I saw that it flip, like what's happening now flips.
Yeah.
We can't say certain names and stuff like that, but B, who is currently the Prez, I see it flipping, or well, that's what I thought. I interpreted it as that the energy flips and then it goes to the good guys.
Yeah.
But there's still a fallout, and it doesn't really turn, like it doesn't really become beautiful and great until the 22nd of March.
Yeah.
So that's what it fit in.
Yeah, February. I mean, what better date could you put than 20? It's a really
I
big
know.
day.
Yeah.
You couldn't even make it up, could you?
No. Only if it was 2022, then it would be even better.
And the TV's a trap. You walk in front of that, he takes you up to where we hold the trials.
So that leads me to what Huna. Can I explain to everyone about Antarctica and what Huna said to us?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Okay. So Huna, first of all, was amazing, and it was probably the most profound conversation I've ever had in my life with anyone. And I wish I listened more.
Better than the ones you've had with us. What are you trying to say?
No, you guys are all, because you're part of it, so it's all good.
It was.
It was amazing.
But
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he was very gracious in talking to us for 2.5 hours. But basically, I explained to him what I saw in Antarctica in the remote view. And first of all, he confirmed that the way I was doing the astral traveling was correct. He said, absolutely right. Because I just had this instinct. I was like, well, I need a male counterpart to form a Merkaba. And I need, in order to go through these portals and things like that. And he said, that's correct. You do need that. And he explained that was very safe, and it sort of protected you from getting stuck in a void or getting stuck in a portal somewhere, another dimension. I described basically every step of the Antarctica video that I explained. He was nodding his head and saying, yes, that makes sense. And it fit in with other things that he had been doing in ceremonies. So to do with the sarcophaguses that I saw, he had something about that to do with Anunnaki, if you can remember. Then when I described the place where I saw the meetings take place, and this big black kind of expanse, and then the two sides negotiating with each other, he said, yes, this is correct, we see this. So he said it's the second dimension.
Yeah.
So he said, what you're seeing, so the first dimension is AI, which I think he called authentic intelligence, I think.
Yep.
And then the second dimension is a platform. He said it's a flat platform that I saw, and it looks exactly like what I said. And he said, and that is where negotiations take place. And he said, and there's chairs. So they even see it when he does his traveling, because this shaman, Huna, he teleports.
Well,
I mean,
why don't you pull that video up, JC?
Footage of him teleporting.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can find it.
This was him in Ireland at a ceremony last year. And
so he basically, he basically explained.
Just going for the little boy's room.
Oh, I need to go after you. All right.
Okay.
Hang on.
The
Not with you.
Interdimensional pissing.
All right. So this is, let me share screen, and I'm going to show you Huna Flash. Huna is teleporting here now. That it's a bit choppy, this video, but you'll see if you watch the smoke in the fire, it stays the same. Watch him teleporting. This is Huna. And there's the smoke. Look, it disappeared. And then he reappears suddenly and he walks past.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and you can watch and listen. The smoke. If you watch the smoke, that is not a. It's not a cut. Smoke stays the same. It's not a special effect. He actually teleported. I haven't seen the end of this video. I don't know if there's more. Oh no, that's the end of it there. Right. So let's watch again. There he is. They're doing a ceremony. All these people are holding space for the ceremony, and he teleports. There you go. Bang. He's gone. So that's him. Really lovely man.
Yeah, he is. He's lovely, isn't he?
He is amazing. And you could feel his energy. And a lot of people wrote to me after I spoke. I explained in a newsletter that about us meeting Huna, and that it was a private meeting. So I know a lot of people want to see the YouTube, the Zoom meeting and stuff like that. We can't actually. No. It's private, and and we don't have permission from him. So he wanted to just talk, and he sent us the video for our own records. But we can share some of the knowledge that he explained. And so that thing about the second dimension, he confirmed. He said this is what we would call hell. So this is the place where negotiations take place. It is the second dimension. And that's where I was. Me and the male counterpart. So he said it has chairs, and he's even in ceremonies. They've had to, he said that it's hard to explain, but he had a person replace one of those entities that I saw and hold space for that. It was, I don't know, he explained that. Do you remember that, Juicy and Lucy? That he explained that there was a guy that he was sitting in that chair. So in another dimension, there is a guy who's sitting and replacing one of those entities. But this is like, so he said it's exactly what it was. It's a negotiation space. It's like the beginning and end of time. This is exactly what I saw. And he said, so what you're tapping into is the second dimension, and it's also called hell. So when I said to him, I heard 9 weeks of hell, he said, well, it's 9 weeks of negotiations. So I just want everybody to understand that when I said 9 weeks of hell, it's essentially what's happening is there's this battle or this kind of negotiations taking place between these two energies. And you got as above, so below, right? So in other dimensions, this is happening. And on this dimension, it's happening. So you're seeing it physically play out. You're seeing a physical negotiations taking place and playing out. And it's kind of it's a war that's happening right now. Wars are negotiations. That's what they are, essentially. But this war is not necessarily a physical war, like as in bombs being thrown. It's a war of information. It's a war on people, like, on their psychology. It's a war between two different ideals, and the old and the new. And that brings us to what Huna was talking about with the old earth and the new earth, which is what we want to create. And this will lead into what Mark has written. Mark's written a poem about this, okay? So the old earth that Huna was talking about. So he gave us all these codes, and they were sort of in that language, which I don't know if it's Lemurian or if it's like a Polynesian language, but he's saying that when, and this fits in with what you and Juicy and Lucy say, right? So it's not parallels. He called them light lines. Okay, so when we're experiencing existence, they're called light lines. And he said there's an old light line and a new light line, what once was and what will be, right? And in their tradition, he said you travel along them as though they are one. So when people talk about ascension, or when people talk about, are we having a brand new planet? Are we going off world and going to a new planet? Or is the planet splitting? Is it this? No, you're experiencing it as one experience, okay? And the old light line is called Niana, and the new light line is called Nimarana. And Niana means distorted light, and the new light line is called undistorted light. And light, he said, is eternity. It's all the potentialities, and that's what we are traveling on when we're experiencing this earth. Everything is light, right? Distorted light, if you think about it, is how this plays out, how our world looks now. It's distorted. We want to go into the undistorted light, the perfect version of this world, or the version that is not illusion, right? It's undistorted light. And that's what we're experiencing, the dark to light. It's the same thing. It's that it's all the same concepts.
And this,
and he said what it is. Yeah.
Just going to interrupt you there, because that fits in with the teachings of the mystery school. All of this matches.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it's hermetic principles. It's
so
about pendulum swinging, dark to light. Yep.
So the mystery schools have all the hidden knowledge that the secret societies hide, right? And they talk about the fact that this earth that we have been on is a small, dim version of the real earth, and the real earth is this huge, beautiful place with colors
massive
you can't even imagine, and that Lucifer created this place as a soul farm, which is why they took reincarnation out of the Bible in the Council of Nicaea in 300 AD, because literally some of us have been here thousands and thousands of times. And when we die, we go to this place, heaven, but it's not the real heaven, it's a facsimile heaven. And then we come back. Okay. That's why we see the tunnel of light.
And we don't have a choice.
And we don't have a choice. Yeah. Then we go back. And then when your friend, unfortunately, took her own life recently.
Committed suicide, yeah.
She told you.
She told me that,
that reincarnation machine was broken. Done. It's done.
Yeah.
So all of this actually adds up perfectly.
It does.
We haven't got all of the details, but it adds up perfectly. And this distorted light and undistorted light. The other thing he said was they're going in the opposite directions or the same directions, and because there's no such thing as time, it's all happening at the same time, which is why
it's all happening at the same time. Yeah,
which is why we've got all these layers of fakery going on. And Donald Trump,
and you're seeing people.
There's more to Donald Trump. He's not just a man, in my opinion, and in lots of other people's. He's something else, isn't he? Because he knows all of this, and Q knows all of this.
Yes.
And
that's why
I've been so relaxed and excited at the same time in the last week.
Yeah.
Because I had a couple of weeks where I couldn't do anything. It was really hard.
Yeah, well, that was me this week. I couldn't do anything, but But it was after that big video that I did. Yeah. But I just want to continue to explain this about, because I took some good notes here. So he's saying that we need. That's okay. So there are one line. There are moments on the line where you can go from 1 to 9 and back again. The line rewrites
1 to 10.
1 to 10. Sorry, 1 to 10 and back again. So this fits in with, if you hear Juicy and Lucy say to and from.
Yeah.
It's basically how the universe works.
Exactly.
Right. So now that takes us to.
Hang on. So I've been cheering myself up a lot in the last few weeks by watching all of the Lord of the Rings films. And guess what? What's his name? Oh God, I forgot his name. Frodo's uncle, Bilbo. Guess what Bilbo Baggins' book is called?
Going forward and back or something like that.
There and back again.
There and back again.
Tolkien knew.
Yes.
Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, for anyone that doesn't know, is a real history of this earth. Tolkien said that in 1957.
Everything is
in Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
And Bilbo Baggins' book is called There and Back Again. It's just brilliant.
So that takes us to these codes that I should say them, that Huna Flash told us. And this is amazing. So I'm going to explain it all, and then we'll show Mark's beautiful poem, because then it will all make sense. So the codes were this, and he made us repeat them. Maybe we should repeat them when I say them. So he said, first light. First light.
First light.
First light.
No, just say first light. First light.
First light.
First breath.
First breath.
First breath. First birth.
First birth.
First love.
First love.
First stone.
First stone.
First fire.
First fire.
First fire.
Then he said, Ma.
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 Ha.
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 Ka.
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 Wa.
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 Ta.
Ka.
Ta.
Ta.
He.
He.
Then he said, Mahakawatahi. Tawakahama. So this energy, first light, so it starts, this is the expansion of the universe. First light, first breath, first birth, first love, first stone, first fire, and then back again. First stone, first love, first birth, first breath, first light. And that is, he said, the energy is like this. Back again, going back again.
Which fits
forward
in
and back.
which fits in with the Taurus, which fits in with Tesla, which fits in with
magnetism.
the 369, with magnetism. Yeah. It's so beautiful when all this starts coming together. And then, can I tell them a bit about the Ma?
Yes, we talk about the names. So he explained names to us, and he said that our names are so he said our names are a pathway to your essence, and it helps you find your mission. So he.
Well, I just want to tell my story, unless you
go.
So,
say it.
So for years, I've been like, okay, my initials are MAA, Ma, or if you take the middle name out, Ma. Yeah. I worked in marketing for 22 years. I lived in a street in Manchester called Markington Street, and then I moved to Marrakesh. And I've been saying, what is this? It's like this Ma has been following me around. And he also said that the child of the light was God.
Child of light is the essence of everything. Yeah, it's God in everything.
He said it was God. So, and he's...
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
so Ma is first light.
I remember other things that he said, and I thought, maybe I shouldn't say that. Anyway, can you carry on?
Yeah, don't. So each of us, he took each of our names, and it very funnily fit all together. And I think he kind of could see that's why it kind of, I don't know. That's how he recognized us, right? So Mark was Ma. My name is JC, Jacy. That's my real name. And in that language, they don't have a J. It's like Spanish. They don't pronounce it Ja. They pronounce it Ha. Okay. So if I was Spanish, that would pronounce my name like Jose, or it's like Hesi. Okay. So my name is Ha. So Mark is Ma, first light. I am Ha, first breath. And he actually kept calling me Ha during the. Do you remember? He kept calling me Ha.
No. He was just laughing.
and then Juicy and Lucy, their real names were Ka. So Juicy was first birth, I think, and Lucy was first love, Wa. So we were the first four of these element things, these codes, which kind of was interesting. And I think he was Ta because his real name was the Ta sound. So back to this. This is the reason why I need to explain that is because that explains the there and back again and how these light lines, and this explains ascension. People ask me every day, I'll get emails from people saying, so does that mean my brother who's not awake is going to disappear and I'm going to float up to the level 5? That's not how it works. It's experienced all at once.
Yeah.
So the evolved and the unevolved, the distorted light and the undistorted light exist all at once. Time doesn't exist. And he said, and what you need the undistorted light, you need the Niana in order to create the Nimarana, okay? The undistorted light. So you need the distortions, you need the negative to experience the positive. And he said that the positive writes over, it writes over the program of the distorted light, which
why
fits in with
dark can't survive in the
resetting.
light.
Yes, and it fits in. So the actual thing he said was recreation, reverse, resolve, reset, and receive is how it goes. Okay. There was so much more to this. The old earth and the new earth is a concept that we talk about a lot. About we want to create the new earth, and the new earth looks pristine and beautiful. Why are the colors brighter? Because that fits in with the undistorted light. And then we've got that distorted light, which is that fake light. I came to a realization that our bodies are, the way we perceive our bodies is undistorted light. A lot of us feel we have flaws and things like that. And I think it comes from the programming of other people and your own programming that's creating this distorted version of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how people are seeing. And until you see the undistorted light, then you will be able to see yourself differently and be perceived differently by others. But
people find
no matter what you say to people, they can't perceive you. Some people see me as evil.
People
it's can't distorted
people
light.
can't see
I've
it.
been saying that for a while. But in a sexy way.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark.
So the reason why people find it so difficult to grasp is because it's very hard to imagine something you've never seen. Right? So it's but you know, one thing we've all got in common is that we do see it. And you know, people have been, you know, obviously I've had trolls saying, oh, blah blah, it's all bollocks, you're a Jesuit controlled opposition, blah blah blah, all this kind of shit. And it's just, you know, whatever that negative evil shit is, you know, people, we're there's nothing special about us, but we have held, not just us, but other people like Alpa and the Charlies and other people are holding the lights in the darkness, like Gandalf's staff through the caves, and that has given an enormous amount of comfort to people, and it's made all of this whole thing extremely rewarding to do. And it's this concept of faith, which we seem to have in abundance, right? Which, because we know the outcome of this whole situation that we're in, and the surreality of the whole thing is all to do with these mixing of dimensions and things being worked out. So, and we're the way
show us to explain that to people.
Yeah,
we're showing people, look at this, and even your guests on your show who are showing this footage and saying, look at this existence. It's more than 3D. It's more than what you see in front of your eyes. And that's where Juicy and Lucy fit in. And like even me, my first video about the hell, nobody was talking about there was real hell.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it was just a myth.
Yeah.
And yet the people who were the victims, they told me, we have always seen those demons. I'm in contact with several SRA survivors who've seen and been in the tunnels, and they said they have seen these things. They've seen these beings. So they are real. And what we talk about to those who are uninitiated and using their left brain, you can't see it with your eyes. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And if you're here in the chat talking shit and saying this is bollocks, this doesn't make sense, you can piss off. I kicked a few people out.
Nice.
Who were talking about that. I got no problem. And I just want to explain also that finally the Niana, which is the distorted light, is the civilization of the I am. Okay. And he said that's a momentary, we need that. He said that's the first. So it's the civilization of the self, in other words. What's our society like? It's all about me, 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 me. And Nimarana, the undistorted light, is the civilization of we are. It's the collective. And Mark, what do we always say about Juicy and Lucy? They're like, honestly, the nicest, most beautiful people.
Jesus.
No, they're the
listen, if we're going to work together long term and you give me the chance to do a gag, you can't talk over me. The timing's all gone. You should know this.
Fix your audio.
There was a great gag opportunity there and you just carried on talking.
Forgot to rehearse that.
Fix your audio.
I've got the fucking headphones you told me to buy.
Just a quick thing before I forget. If normal, common people like us understand it, then that's what we're here for. The normal, person. You don't have to be a spiritualist or anything else. We're just normal people. And if normal people understand it, we're here for
Well,
normal people. If we can, they can. It's as simple as that.
Juicy,
Yeah.
Juicy.
And that's how Juicy and Lucy, they're so, yeah.
You're doing it again. I'm trying to talk. Fuck. We had a meeting about this before the bloody
It
episode.
took us fucking the whole week to fucking write that on a meeting.
No, I was going to say, we should get my mum on, right?
Oh, God.
Because she'll, yeah, exactly. We'll be here for another we'll be here for another 50 hours. No, I don't get it.
Best of bottom, ma'am.
Anyway, that
Finish
was...
your gag.
You screwed the gag up. I've moved on, right?
Oh, okay. So can I say what I was going to say? Juicy and Lucy are the nicest people you ever meet. And from the very beginning, me and Mark was saying they've always had that concept of we are. Because every time we say something, we're saying, so Mark goes, so who am I? And they go, well, you're us. You're us. They've always explained this, that we're each other. We are each other. We are all one.
And
that's the
you know,
biggest
philosophy
of
Jason Q says the same thing, and I really love him for this. He said it's no more about I, it's about we. Everything's about
has to be.
No me.
We are the people. We the people.
Right. So I haven't finished the video for this poem, but I can read it out.
I want you to show the beautiful video.
No, it's not. I can't do it because without my voice track on, it's all at the wrong speed.
Can't you just? Oh, okay, yeah.
It's all at the wrong speed, right? So it won't work.
All
but
right.
what I can do is read it.
Read it.
Yeah.
So now that you know all this, Mark's going to read.
So then,
off you go.
So then, thank you. Thanks.
Let's get comfy. Bedtime story.
Oh, you disabled screen sharing. Can you get the screen sharing on, please?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought okay, sorry.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to read a poem. Funnily enough, it's called, can you see my screen? No? Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's called There and Back Again, with apologies to Tolkien. Ma ha ka wa ta he ta wa ka ha ma. There and back again. Do you see? Multidimensional beings are we. From the energy of the first light, through the calendar of the light of days, with the veil down, we were in a haze. 1 to 10 and back again. In the darkness, we held each other tightly until the light came, the dragon blood, the Taki. The Akashic potentiality, at the speed of memory, we came there and back again. From the I am to the we are, we came far, there and back again.
I loved it.
Wow.
I
It's
love
wicked.
it so much.
It's amazing.
And that was my favorite line. In the darkness, we held each other until the light came. When he said that,
I know.
If
is gone.
that's what we're doing now. We're holding each other in the darkness.
Hey,
So all of you, this is why we do this. This is why we do comedy and all of that.
Well, that's what this is all about. This is about, all the comedy and messing about. Anybody watching this is like, oh, what they do. It's because it's an experience. Life is an experience. The left brain bullshit that you've been taught in school, the lists and the facts and figures that you're constantly craving, you're not going to need them anymore, because the future that we're going into is one of knowing. Okay, so what you've got here is for psychics basically who know stuff, but we can't explain it in a way that you might want it to be understood like you did at school. Anyway, this is the image I found for that one. In the darkness we held each other. And this is an actual image from the underground in World War II in London. Yeah. I thought it was very beautiful. I can show you all the images that I've picked.
Yes, they're so beautiful. When I saw the video, I was like, oh my god.
I'll just play the video as well then.
Can you play it? It's so beautiful.
The music's not good. It's not finished, but this is.
No, the music's great.
Is it?
Go. Yes.
I think it's playing. It's supposed to be playing. Why is it not playing?
But 9 months ago.
All right.
It's been a long fucking video.
Let's do it.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's working. It's just not playing for some reason. Anyway, I'll be bringing this poem out properly when I've finished it. Probably before the end of the weekend.
Well, everybody's saying beautiful poem, Mark, beautiful poem, Mark, beautiful poem, Mark, beautiful poem. Love it, Mark, blah, 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 blah.
I'm really. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm really pleased that you're saying that because it's a very different poem to the stuff. Because
it's not wordy, but it's emotive.
What you know, the poetry I've been writing during this pandemic has been a kind of narration of what's been going on, and this one is like it's far more metaphysical than the other one.
Yeah, definitely.
Really,
isn't it? It's like all of us, though. We're all evolving how we think.
Precisely, that's what I mean.
The abracadabra's changed because it is changing, and it's good for people to look back on how much we've changed and the universe has changed within that small period of time.
Documentation of all
That's
that.
incredible.
Somebody's asking what's dragon blood in the poem. What does it mean? Can you explain it?
Well, no.
Well, he said, I think that was another code.
Yeah.
Niana, ho, ni, ta, ni, ha, ni, ra, ni, marana, ni, marana, ni, marana. That was his other codes. And I think one of the lines in that was about dragon's blood. Is that right?
I'll tell you what it is. It's the marriage between the two. I think it's the marriage between the Royal Star family and the Dragon family that create everything.
It's Game of Thrones.
More or less.
No, hang on.
It's Game of Domes.
Yeah. Game of Thrones. Look, Game of Thrones was.
I know. It's
Illuminati.
blah, 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 blah.
Shit.
But there's a dragon family in it.
Mm.
And they're dragon blood and they're mixed with dragons. Okay, sorry. And
they don't breathe fire or anything else. They're beautiful. No. They're beautiful things, not what it's portrayed on TV.
Yeah.
Do you want to
talk about the?
Yeah, explain it.
You want to talk about that?
What?
The thing we talked about.
Look, well, you don't want to talk about that, but all I do know is dragons are a beautiful energy, stunning. It's an energy.
It's a completely different, beautiful.
What it is. It's a frame of mind more than anything else, and it's everything can be absolutely crackers around you, but the energy of that is pure. I can't even. There's not even a word for it. As amazing or anything else, it's just this bond of clarity and no matter how much madness is going on around you, it is beautiful.
Well, I interpret that as
what it is.
The Christ light and the chrism oil, and because whenever I think of the energy of Christ, what I have in my mind is, metaphorical or not, is like Jesus on a boat going through a storm, and he's having all things thrown at him, and there's thunder and lightning, and he's just really zen in the middle of the whole thing, floating through it. And that's how I've tried to, in my meditation, get through all of this. Because, and the other thing is, I was thinking the other day, it was quite funny. So I'm always rehearsing what I'm going to say to somebody when I go in a shop without a mask. And one of the lines that I've not yet been able to say is, "There's one."
Fuck you.
No, I did do that last year, actually. To be fair, but it is to say that there's one huge difference between you and me. I haven't watched TV in 7 years,
no.
and that's what it all comes down to. That if it wasn't for the Juicy said earlier, the TV is a trap. Yeah. And it is. Yeah. And you remember that episode? It's obligatory to bring up an episode of Doctor Who in the Abracadabra Code. But do you remember that David Tennant episode with Rose, JC, where it was set in the 1950s in England, and it was magpie, and it was the TV was sucking people's energy out of them.
Yes.
And it was I didn't think it was a great episode, but that image is really, really powerful and true. These guys knew what they were doing.
Was it to do with the coronation? I can't remember if that was.
Yeah, it was to do with the Queen's coronation. Sucking it out. They knew.
TV's made out of layers of carbon as well.
I think. No, Mark Gatiss wrote that. And Mark Gatiss also co-wrote Sherlock with Stephen Moffat, and Charlie Freak goes on about how Sherlock and Watson is the right brain and the left brain, and going up to the right is the chrism oil and the Christ energy, and everything connects. I think Mark Gatiss must be an insider. He must be.
Also, a black screen is layers of carbon.
What is it? Black what?
The black screen you look at, there's layers of carbon.
Screen,
Well, hang on. What's that series called? Black Mirror. Same thing.
Black Mirror.
Yeah. And that,
one thing we caught a long time ago.
That was Charlie, what's his name?
I tell you what, we caught it actually in the TV. Remember? We set the TV in a trap, and through the layers of carbon filter as you start going through the back, we had this, like it was almost like a male format face. And then in the end, I shrunk the TV and locked him in so he couldn't get out. And then I could actually see what bed he was sitting on a bed, but his legs were octopus, but he was actually a male form with octopus legs.
Who's that? Okay, you're breaking up a little bit.
You're breaking up.
Do you want to interpret that,
I'm
Jason?
sorry.
Because I just wanted to mention.
Yeah, what it was through the TV.
I'm
right through the back of the TV.
From a tangerine. Go on.
You have to do a gag.
And what it was a.
Say it again.
It was a
say
female
it
and
again.
male
Juicy.
format.
Juicy. Say it again because
it was
cut
a female.
out.
Sorry, on the face, it was a female, a male sort of metaphor, sort of an energy sort of face of a being, yeah. But the bottom half was an octopus.
Have you run out of LSD?
Oh, like the oods,
Yeah. And it was caught at the back of the
screen. Calm down.
What?
Casey going mental about the ood.
No, because it's like Doctor Who.
No, he said that beneath not on the face. He said beneath the.
Yeah, he was sitting on a bed, and then when I've seen it, his legs was like an octopus, but the top half was a physical being.
I got chased by an octopus in Cyprus.
I got him trapped in the TV.
You got chased by.
I got chased by an octopus. Yeah, I still remember it.
Oh my god! So it's not like this.
No.
It's not like an ood.
Below the waist, JC, like 8 cocks.
What? Why would you say that?
That's spaghetti face. That's a completely different thing. That's a man who's been into Italian, too much beer, gone face down and stood up too quick.
Let's face it. When we go into different dimensions, we communicate through the TV like a intercom.
Oh, well, I told you this story the other day. I think last week that I've started, and I think everybody should try this, right? So I started doing what Juicy said, and I was watching somebody being interviewed, and I just said to the screen, "I'm watching you, and if you can hear me, just turn and nod." And I swear to God, 5 seconds later, they did. They turned and they nodded, and then they carried on talking. I went, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
I feel like I've said that before, but I don't think I've said it online.
And you know why?
No, you said it to us.
Right.
We should do it.
We are in the present, and within the present, there's no time. So, because obviously, when you do that, you connect with the presence of yourself through the TV. So you stop time, and at present there is no time. So basically, anything that's been pre-recorded years later becomes now real time. So it's a case of you being in the present, what you're connecting to with the present, and then communicate through, and you can, because there is no time, there is no history in the present, and that's why you can communicate with things that's been recorded 8 years ago. That's how it works.
Yeah.
What have you got there, Mark?
Nothing. I'm not doing anything.
You show us your frog.
I'm not doing anything. Let's carry on talking.
It's like we're 5 years old.
The thing is, the mad thing about it is all these things we spoke about over the last 6 months and went public with, and the clarification we got from everything we're doing is correct and all codes are correct. It's like amazing that we had that whole run first of trust with each other, trust what we're talking about, how it works, and now we know it actually is really true.
Yeah.
And that to me was like go time.
That whole conversation felt like coming home, wasn't it? It just felt really. This is why I think it was profound.
Yeah, it was like
all four of us were just like, "This is it. Like we know who we are." That's the feeling we got.
Yeah.
And he was just as excited as we were.
Yeah, I was like, can't wait. We're like, wow. And the reason we connected was because when we sent a message about the Royal Star family and everything else, he says you're the first two people to ever talk about it, ever, in the way that you spoke about it, and that was the connection.
My pendulum gave me info about the Star family, by the way, which I'll tell you off air. But do you remember the first time you mentioned it? And before the show, I did a pendulum, and it said you guys were of the higher realms or highest realms. Do you remember that, Mark? I said, Juicy.
No, he just said I was an idiot.
Who said you're an idiot?
Huna did.
I know the disguise. No. Act like an idiot.
And I'll tell you something else. Kermit smells like a condom. It's really weird.
No. Really?
That's how good my memory is.
It's took posh wanking to a whole new level.
Right, anybody not from England, anybody not working class from England, posh wank, it needs an explanation, really. But
is that an old fashioned? Is it an old fashioned?
The level of dropped. We're talking about really serious stuff out
there. Yeah, we are.
By the way, who was I speaking to the other day? I spoke to somebody the other day who basically said the devil does not like laughter.
No.
And that is do you know? And anybody watching this who's never watched Abracadabra, like this is like a right brain immersion thing. It doesn't make any sense, but I know every single thing that we all say in all of these episodes is divinely guided, even when it's us. And I want to explain that because it's all making sense. It's all perfect clarity, which was the title of the last one. Yeah. And it's getting clearer and clearer and clearer, but some people can't deal with it and they're just going to drop off. And it's the same as the whole pandemic thing. And I've told the story 4 times this week about my mum being locked out of my brother's house because she went to take a birthday present round and he wouldn't even open the door because he's so terrified of the virus, right? And it's like,
and that's why the pandemic thing is the end and the start of everything. Because the rapid of the dinosaur energy was the old start point of evolution of the old evolution start point, and then the physical was wrapped with it. And if you look at the injection is supposed to rewrite your DNA, of turn you into like a monster or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, look, it can go either way. It can revert itself back to dinosaur, or from dinosaur back to this point and destroy yourself.
Yeah.
There and back again.
And then back again. It's the whole thing.
Funny? Can I say something funny?
Please say something funny. Please, JC, please.
Someone said in the chat, even dildos are guided.
They are. Mine's got a guidance system.
Yeah. And some of them as well.
It's got a little guidance system that looks for holes.
In the dark.
Brilliant. Yeah, you can use it in the dark. You can use it out anywhere.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Why does it always go? But this is funny, you know.
Excuse me. Which fucking psychic medium started talking about dildos at the arse on YouTube in front of 50,000 people? Hello. It wasn't us.
There's all these people calling me an angel. I'm like, you didn't watch that episode where
angels with dirty faces. That's what you are.
Ooh. You remember? But that was a good one. That Q&A when
it was brilliant.
That was a good Q&A. But you know what? There's a lot of truths in there, and that's the thing. It's
this is the thing.
You got to mix you got to shock people, and then it opens their mind, and then they go, "Ooh."
I'm getting a lot of people slagging me off for swearing, right, on other videos, and yeah, exactly, right. So I did a thing on Facebook saying, "Dear blah blah, everybody that doesn't like me swearing, fuck off. Thanks, Mark."
Yeah, I always get that.
But the thing is, when we started talking about the language in Abracadabra 1, 2, 3, it was, who are you winking at? Have you got somebody?
Somebody said, "Jason, wink your right eye," except that's Casey. That's cheating. Name's not Casey. It's JC.
That's cheating. You can't put it in the messages. You have to do it psychic.
Somebody said, "I have a lovely voice, dildo." No, hang on. What? She has a lovely voice, dildo.
A voice control.
Oh, Dodo. Sorry, I was like, what? The dildo has a voice. Okay.
I can't remember what
I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
Well, you know, this doesn't have to be a super long episode because Juicy's got a tired voice. I think you covered off the stuff with Huna really well. I've done my poem. I've run out of Kermit jokes.
No.
I've only got one tangerine left.
No, come on. They're saying
and plus we have much more fun when we stop you know, talking with in front of an audience.
I think you got a bit excited.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah. Can we go now? Can we go now?
Are we there yet?
Notice I'm not wearing red lipstick.
Are we nearly there?
The thing is, though, is there any questions anybody's
wearing
asked,
red
or is it not?
Oh, don't start, please. That will be here forever, please. God.
You bastard.
Does that mean I'm not serious? I was just saying. I've got nude lipstick on. That's what I mean. Woo! What does that mean?
Yeah, but it has been an amazing journey, hasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Hang on, that's what.
Sorry,
that's,
I'm
what
looking
that's what Charlie Ward says.
Yeah.
You just
He goes,
quoted
it's been an
It's
amazing.
all right for him. He's just sitting back watching.
No, he goes,
Getting
it's been
involved
an
with it.
amazing journey.
I'm just watching the show. I have to fucking back the fuck out of anything.
Hey, listen, mate, I'm there with you, by the way.
Everybody's here.
The only difference is I can't remember much of it, but I do remember some of it.
Yeah.
And I want to bring this up because everything, you know, I've said on these shows before that I've been having a life review, my life review, like in the last month, random memories popping up, and then the thought in my head is, oh, do you understand why that happened now? And then I go, oh yeah, and then that's processed, and it's like it's done. And this is what you know. This is the Egyptians did this, blah blah blah. I've started getting, you know, I've had visions, and I've had me and the sword and all of that kind of stuff. But now I'm getting more and more and more. It's all starting to make sense. So the chat with Huna Flash was all a part of the process that we're all going through about remembering who we really are.
Yeah.
Right. So all of this is about remembering who you really are. And what you have to do in order to remember it properly is you literally, and I'm going to say something that is probably going to make me cry, because you literally have to let go of everything you knew about yourself.
Yeah.
And that includes people that are really close to you. And what I'm seeing is from anecdotal evidence on Facebook and emails and on the internet and stuff, and from talking to people, is that, you know, especially with the divisions in families and the breakups of relationships, and there's you know, what an incredible year for that stuff, right? And that's been really painful for a lot of people. But what I'm starting to see now is less pain and more joy with the acceptance of the letting go. And I think from a spiritual developmental perspective, however you want to term it, if you can actually do that, if you can actually embrace the letting go, because it's all part of the process. And in many ways, the death of people in a lot of ways doesn't really matter, because you're an eternal spirit. And a lot of it is it's the movie. It's like, you know, I cried when Bouncer died in Neighbours, right?
Fucking hell.
And I had no alcohol in me, and it was 5:30 in the afternoon.
I do on Car SOS sometimes.
Well, there you go, you big softy. So, you know what I mean? It's the emotional investment that we put into our characters, and our characters are literally avatars. You know, we are not the meat suit. We are something else. We're something greater, incredible, right? And that's why we've been such a phenomenal source of food for these demonic entities, because it's our souls that they've been eating, and that is the thing that we're reclaiming. So we're reclaiming our true whole self, because we're only a fraction of our true selves, and that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I think that's what the Golden Age is all about, and I think that's what the Age of Aquarius is all about, and I think that's where we're going, and I think we're already on the way. And some of us, like Juicy, is ahead of it, yeah, and Lucy, they're ahead of the process, but the process is happening, but it's all happening at the same time, because there's no such thing as time. So that's why some people get this and some people don't get it. And the thing is, it comes to you when you're ready. So there you go.
And I think more challenges are presenting themselves to people so that they can let go quicker. It's like a quickening.
Yeah.
And it's like this fast track.
Right.
And
you can't say the quickening. Okay, here's a little note for you, JC. Anytime you say the word quickening and I'm around, you pause and allow me to do my Sean Connery impression, okay?
Oh, okay. I think of Stuart Wilde, because I got that.
Here's a quick one for everybody.
No, it's just Highland. Now, fuck, he's interrupting now. I was about to be Sean Connery. I'm off. I've had enough of it.
No, don't start. You suck.
Anyway.
You're a big suck.
Anyway.
You're the biggest suck that ever lived. All right. Go on. Let's talk, Juicy and Lucy.
To remember, because the fastest speed, like Huna said, remember is the fastest speed through the universe. Memory, sorry. And it's
memory is the fastest, yes. And memory is the fastest.
We work on a flywire down here that plugs this life in to what we know. So it's a case of taking that flywire and plug it in to who you really are and take control of the flywire box. And basically, off you go. So
you're saying plug into a memory?
Yeah. Plug into everything. Yeah. This is fed to us like on a flywire while we're living this life, the program.
Yeah.
And it's a case of what I went through, and I was like, wow, that feeling is what I'm just going to share with everybody. I was like, okay, it's done. It's taking that flywire of that life, who you thought you were, and now it's been clarified that this is what you're doing and why, and plug yourself back in, and then off you go. And that is the difference. And then that creates the speed of absolutely everything. If you're remembering, like I did all of a sudden, you was there.
It is. It's instant.
You haven't got to travel. There's no distance. You was there. It was like bang, 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 bang. I was done, wasn't I? 7 days.
Wow.
So I had the confidence to know that's what I've got to do. It was like you took the brakes off and you was off.
So what about okay, so memory is something you imagine is in the past. Can we, like when we're visualizing something in the future, is that classed as a memory as well? Does that make us
the future is already written.
Yeah.
That's how that box works. Who we are and what and why into the future, that creates our history to come back into that point to go forward.
Yeah.
That's the way the box works.
That's how the box works.
Yeah.
Mark has actually gone off. Are you having a fag, Mark?
Yeah, I bet he is.
He is.
That's how
Lucy,
it works.
I want. There he is. I knew. Listen. This isn't politically correct video. You can smoke on air if you like. Have a fag.
Yeah.
This is why he wanted to end the show.
What else has he done? Yeah, parts of a fag.
Oh my God. He's going to melt. Oh no. Somebody said they have the worst memories. Does that mean
that's the memories of here, not what you don't know. So you think about it. When we first started, we put this information to you guys to take to the universe.
Yeah.
We were just going on faith of what we knew.
You were going on what you knew.
Faith of what we knew and what we felt.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Nothing else. And we've done all this over the so-called six months or whatever. Yeah. But now look where we are.
I know.
We've got clarification with it is true.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question. You discovered Mark, right?
Yeah.
When but you'd seen my videos, right?
Yeah, we knew you.
Did you? When you saw me, did you go, "Oh, I know her"? Because you knew Mark.
You used to watch it.
Yeah.
What did you think, Lucy?
We knew it. Well, but we knew everything before we. Yeah.
Hey.
We won't be having this conversation as a group.
I know.
Unless we were supposed to have this conversation as a group.
Exactly.
Because that's coming from the future that's already written.
Yes, that's right. Everything is the way it should be.
It should be. So
as it should
because
be.
I know that, the conversations we have, I know it's because it's already written and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah. You're so zen and philosophical, Juicy. I think
I've gone through. I feel completely different now to what I felt last week.
I've
gone through a whole Who in the Flash thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? It's like
Has he emailed you guys, or no? You haven't been online or anything, have you?
No, we sent him a thank you very much for everything and where we've been, what we've done. You know what I mean? Like wicked. He knows. He don't have to. He knows.
He talks.
We know he knows.
He's been coming to me and Mark like telepathically.
Sorry,
Mark, I'm gonna have a smoke.
Kermit's been at the.
This is my smoke. I'm smoking a crystal.
Been at the stuff. Look, oh dear. Kermit, I told you about that.
It's not. I mean, it's not a thing we have to talk about because we all know. And this time I took everything I've done was taken down to an inner self and then out. And I've never had that before.
I can do crystals.
I've got mine. This is my cigar. This is our psychic smoke.
I am listening to you, Juicy. I'm just sort of,
Yeah, no, he's upstaging you.
So literally everything we've done before was been converted into an inner self and out, which is completely different. I was always out myself talking about what's happening, but everything was taken to an inner self.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. So that that meeting with Huna.
Yeah.
The meeting with Huna has made you go within. So
and the journey we went on to finish, everything went to an inner to outer, back to an inner, back to an out. It's just like that.
Right, listen, I've had an idea.
Yeah.
What?
Do you remember the end of the Italian Job where Michael Caine turns around and he goes, "Hold up, lads, I've had an idea. When all this is over, right, the four of us, we're going to hire a massive, massive tent and we're going to hire a DJ. Maybe Mark Devlin will do it.
I can DJ.
Oh, right. And we're gonna invite everybody that Abracadabra to a massive rave, like
baby,
like a 4-day bender.
Chris Gio, Sheree Gio,
everybody is, and we're just gonna dance our tits off for 4 days solid. And we're gonna have mushrooms and MDMA and all that good stuff. Right?
And fuck all to talk about. We've run out.
Yeah, and we're not gonna speak at all. We're just gonna dance. Who's up for that?
Yeah.
Are we too old for that? Oh, I think I might be too old.
Not really.
No.
I haven't ever done anything like that.
Never. Oh man.
There's a corruption. Victim.
I'm a straighty 180. All the people in the chat are going, yes.
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 We'll do it.
And let's get out
it's just the four of us.
I've got to say, one of the highlights of my life has been meeting you guys and doing these Abracadabra shows is deeply beautiful and spiritual and fun. And, I used to go to the pub on a Friday night back in the old days, back in pre-COVID days. Yeah. And this is just, and everybody watching who gets it, I just want to thank all of you because you've made this so amazing. And thank you to everybody as well that's bought the PDFs because that has helped.
Yeah.
And, that's been really terrific. And it's been really nice to send Juicy and Lucy money and stuff because they put so much effort in to this. You get to see like 2 hours every couple of weeks of us having a bit of a giggle and then telling them the stories. But the work you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is not a joke. It is. I mean, it's fun, but it's not a joke. This is serious stuff.
What we go through is what we really go through physically. It's not. We're actually really here, really going for it as a physical. It's like physical sort of remote viewing yourself and really going through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is, obviously, we have to work to pay the bills, and it makes me. I can stay at home. And finish the actual job. Yeah. Because the dark side keeps you at work to keep you from finishing.
Yeah, I know. And they've been honest. I mean, I'm gonna, there's people
they make you tired so you can't do your work.
Well, there's people there's people watching this that don't know these stories. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, I had a demonic attack that was it was the most physical one I've ever had, and I've had lots in my life. And this was on my back. It was all around me, and it was like gravity times 10. I was being pushed to the ground and I had to climb up the stairs on my hands and knees. And if anybody I want to say this as well, if anybody experiences demonic attacks from Dracos and things like that. These things are real, but you have all the power. Okay, and all you've got to do is tell them to fuck off, basically, in whichever way you want to say that. You know, that's my.
I've rewrote the code for everybody, so it stops.
Well, it hasn't happened to me in a while.
No.
Since then, and I felt it. I feel lighter. I feel very happy, and that is an amazing thing. And I'm going to say that to anybody watching this that's having a hard time or had a hard time. I mean, 2 years ago, I was suicidal, and I know what that's like, and it's so deeply dark. It's almost impossible to explain to anybody that's never been there. And I'm so grateful for that experience because I never understood it. I was such a cocky, arrogant fucker for years and years and years, and I never really understood it. And I lost loads of friends through suicide, loads and loads of friends through suicide. And I always had a very kind of dismissive attitude towards them. Not to them as people, just about the whole idea of like, because my view was like, well, why would you want to miss out on all of this? Because I always saw the world as a playground, and I always saw life as a playground, and I've had huge amounts, and I've made loads of mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I'm 51 years old. I've fucked up so many things you wouldn't believe it. And we've all of us have this. Our life stories are full of these highs and lows and mistakes and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, going forward now, that's one of the other things you've got to let go. You've got to let go of that past because it's just the story. And that's your individual story makes up the human collective story. And that trauma, a lot of the trauma that we're holding has been put there by this system, this facsimile system that we've been put in. And one of the reasons why I get up every day, I bounce out of bed, and I can't wait to make another video or interview another person or write another poem is because it's all about healing. So it's about healing for me, and it's about healing for anybody watching it. And that's what this show's about. That's what Abracadabra is about. It's really about healing and helping on this journey. And that is the way forward, because everything now is going to be about forgiveness and healing. And you've got to forgive everybody for everything, but starting with yourself. Every single thing that you think you've done wrong, forgive yourself, because you just let it go, process it, let it go. Because the more of us that do this, the faster this process is gonna take.
Yeah.
So whether or not you believe in demons, let's just say there are demons, they hook into your traumas, they hook into your old programs, they whisper in your ears, they prey on your insecurities. Those are the things you have to work on. And that's where fine, I can sit there and do psychic predictions all day long, but ultimately when I do, even back when I was doing readings one-on-one for people, I was essentially doing spiritual counseling. I was counseling people how to heal, and through a talking therapy. Okay. And that's what this is about. It's not about the politics and the details and all the this and that and the espionage. And you could sit there and get bogged down into it. You might as well just turn on your television and watch that and get brainwashed. Okay. It's the same thing. That's going to lower your vibration. We create this universe, we create this world with our intentions, but it starts with you, and you have to transmute the distorted light to undistorted light. You are light. This is why people say to us, I can see the light in you. You're beaming light, because it's that undistorted light shining through. You need to clear that. And Juicy and Lucy talked about the dark star energy and the light star energy and all of that stuff. Okay, that's essentially the same thing: distorted light, undistorted light. But you have to transmute it. And we're determined, Mark and I are, because we've both got YouTube channels, that moving forward, we're focusing on healing people. And it's not just medicine, it's giving you access to information from other people who are experts in different fields that can help you understand yourself and move forward and get healing and help and all of those sorts of things, no matter what that comes from, whether it's talking about water, which I'm drinking now, like the Kangen water, whether it's talking about, saging yourself, or whether it's talking about crystals, or if it's talking about, getting a healer on plant medicine, CBD oil or CBD products, talking about saging, talking about you know, even traditional ways of healing. Yeah, even traditional ways of healing,
Clarity.
but
Yeah.
and things like that. So that's what this is about. So when you sit there and you say, but what about the vaccines? Fuck, man. Like,
yeah.
Do you want to? Are you going to create Are you going to create the new world that you want to live in? Are you going to be obsessed with that and have fear and constantly saying, I need a date. When is this happening? Is it happening? Da da da. That's also affecting you. So you've got to go back and focus on yourself.
Detach.
Detach, let go. And I wrote a survival guide, and that's in the description in my video. And can I show you how to look at descriptions? Let's do that. Let's look at the descriptions. I'm just going to show this, Mark, because this will help.
Wait.
Oh, by the way, anybody that's watching this that hasn't seen all the abracadabra, there will be PDFs and things. What we're going to do is put them all into we're going to put them all into one place in order to make sure and by the way, when we sell these PDFs, we also offer them for free. So before any of you go on about you're just doing this for the money, we're not. It's you can, if you can't afford it, you get them for free. If you can and you want to contribute, then you can buy the PDFs. You get something in return. It's not just a donation. But I just want to say that in order to not miss those, make sure you are on JC's email list and my email list. Okay,
yes.
My email list.
And I will show them where it is now. No,
yeah.
21 thumbs down. Piss off. Sorry. There's 1,700 in the chat. Okay. So when you open, when you've got YouTube, right? You've got your video there. If you're on your phone, there's usually, so this is the description. There's usually like a little arrow that lets you click to open. This is the description. Okay. There's usually a chat at the bottom, and above that is a description. It's a whole bunch of information, and it's got links in it. Now I've got the top one. It's got Linktree with all my links in it. I've got the lockdown survival guide there, and there's a mailing list. If you go to Mark's channel, it's the same thing. He's got a whole bunch of links. He'll have his mailing list there. He'll have all these other things that he does, other channels. This is all going to be updated because we're going to be on other channels as well.
Yeah, no, email is the best way.
Email is the
because if we get taken down or anything else, email they can't touch.
Yeah, and I've had so many people emailing me going, "Where's this?" And I'm like, I literally explained that in an email, but you're not on my mailing list. Join the mailing list, and then you could hear all that information. So,
all right, okay, thanks for that explanation. I want to carry on with what you were saying before that explanation, which is,
yeah.
So I was talking about we were talking about the fact that demons whisper in your ear, right? And they tap into your insecurities. Now, what we need to understand is that all of those insecurities were placed there by the demons.
Yeah.
Okay, because this has been a demonic system that we've been in. So right from birth, before birth, they attack. Go and watch the interviews that myself and JC did with Janice Barcelo about birth, right? And I guarantee you can't watch those videos without crying, especially the one with JC. So go, you need to understand that this whole system has been designed to harvest our souls from before the time that you're born. Okay, and it's right at that moment, right up until death, and they all the way through. Now, so they've placed those insecurities there. You as a spirit have no insecurities because you are an eternal spirit. So how can you possibly be insecure? You can't be. So this is what I call the addiction trap. So, I'm still addicted to cigarettes, right? But I've been to Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking about 15 times, and I've stopped for 2-3 years at a time from going to it. And then one night I'll do some started. Right? And what Alan Carr talked about, Alan Carr worked out the addiction thing, and it was copied by a guy called Jason Vale, who was one of his tutors who turned it into the juicing therapy and how to stop addiction from alcohol and blah, blah, blah. So it's actually, if you've got any kind of, if you want to understand addictions, you should go and read Alan Carr's book, The Easy Way to Stop Smoking, because he really worked it out. The problem is that it's really easy to stop smoking, so it's really easy to start again because you think it's easy. So there's issues with it. But I wanted to share a joke that I did. I did a chat with Mel Kay the other day, and I just did this joke. I don't know if you saw it, JC, but it was. And I want to show this because I think this joke has more truth in it than most jokes that I've ever done. And I made up this executive order at the Donald Trump side.
That was so good. Did you actually do it?
Of course I did. I just made it up. Like,
That was so good.
I said, like, Trump signed this executive order. It's called the really, really, really tight shoes strategy, top secret. And it's like, 1, pretend Joe Biden is president for a bit. 2, really depress the shit out of everybody. 3, tell everybody he's not really the president. And 4, the result is pure ecstasy because it's like taking off a pair of really, 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 really tight shoes. Now, that made me laugh. But that's what I think. The analogy of that is exactly what we're going through as a species, right? So the reason why it's nice to take off a really pair of tight shoes is because you've got relief from the tight shoes, but you wouldn't need that relief if you hadn't had the tight shoes on in the first place. And
I get that.
You get
fucking no worse than fucking feet hurting.
But it's the same as the cigarettes, because when you smoke a cigarette, the nicotine withdrawal creates the need for the next cigarette. So you wouldn't need the next cigarette if you hadn't had the previous one. So it's catch-22, right?
Yeah, but that's the neonat.
And none of us are perfect. Well, exactly, and that's also why the Stockholm syndrome that exists with the human population, with the governments, is that everybody's looking to the government, like the government's going to provide the solution. But as David Icke pointed out years ago, and don't start slagging off David Icke. People say, oh, he's misinfo and this, that, and the other. Whatever. The point is, he did point out something fantastic, and that is, he called it problem, reaction, solution, right? Which is his definition of the Hegelian dialect, and that is that you create a problem to create the circumstances that you require to achieve the result that you wanted in the first place, that you couldn't get if you hadn't created the problem in the first place. And it's this whole addiction cycle, what the human race is in. And this
that's premeditated fabrication with intent.
Ooh.
We invented that word when we took the banks to court.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've
used that in court.
Lucy,
premeditated fabrication with intent.
Means you're lying bastards.
Yeah. That sounds like something they'd use. It's like, what's that thing they use? Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Well, we invented that when we took the banks to court.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And literally,
was it pre-intended
fabrication? In the court system, basically calling them a load of lying bastards.
Well, it's like the difference between manslaughter and murder, isn't it? One's premeditated and one isn't.
Yeah.
One's worse than the other.
So premeditated because they know why they're going to do it. The fabrication is all the paperwork, and the intent is of the whole thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Premeditated fabrication
with intent.
With intent.
With intent.
I love it. I'm just typing it in there.
Yeah.
Premeditated fabrication with intent.
Yeah, but basically we used to call them lying. It was
lying.
A legal word for lying cunts.
So basically, every bloke watching this that's ever cheated on his missus is going to write that down and go,
Here's a quick one before I forget.
Versa.
Yeah, or vice versa.
This will help JC with all the COVID jabbos. Once I had the green light to take the brakes off and go for it last week. Now this is true. Obviously they've got the dinosaur wrapped in the human, and they've got the jab and go either way, beginning time, end of time, old timeline.
Hang on, wait a minute. People don't know what you're talking about.
What you just said, people don't know what you're
right.
You just said a dinosaur wrapped in people.
Dinosaur energy.
Yeah.
And then the physical form mapped together. It's basically the start of one time and the end of the other. You can go either way with it. The injection can reverse the DNA back to sort of like a different sort of entity, or vice versa. Yeah. So the COVID-19, as you know,
actually not a vaccine, by the way.
No,
it's not a vaccine.
No, it's not. It's not. That's what I'm going to say.
It's a gene
COVID-19,
not a vaccine.
It's covert-19, right? So this whole thing we've been doing is covert-19, the one of the 9 and back down again. I was talking about how. So when I went right, I went right. So I unzipped the COVID-19. So basically now here we are. CO stands for the actual drivers. It's co-vortex interstellar drivers. Yeah, one of the 9 or 19. So basically, all universes that I actually put together as one, the starship sits in the middle, and then that opens up. So the vortex opens all the universes as one. Yeah. And the interstellar is the individual universes from the one universe out, with different star systems within it, but all the same.
Right.
Different star systems within it, but all the same. You see, this is why this has taken 18 fucking hours to get to this point.
So think about it. COVID-19, what's it actually really mean? Yeah. It's covert because it was secret, and it's vortex interstellar drivers.
Oh, come on. That's 2 minutes. I thought it was certificate of vaccine identification.
Vortex opens all universes up at the same time. Yeah, the interstellar is individual universes, but the same thing, create different within, but they're all the same, all parallel to and from each other, but all identified the same. And that's what COVID-19 means. And the one of the 9 is the 9 parallels to the 10th and back down again.
Wow. I wonder if COVID-19 will be in Fraser and Abel next edition.
Fraser well-being. So that's what this is what you're seeing playing out. You're seeing the beginning and the end of a timeline, and the COVID-19 is the drivers for that particular moving forward into the new universe. And that's why I opened up, took the brakes off, and I rang you and went, we're off. And that's what it was.
He did. I wish
I'd
recorded that call. It was like 3 hours of me walking around the house and Juicy going, do you feel it? We've just turned. Yeah. And I'm leaning out the back door going, oh yeah.
Once I got the brakes off, that's what I did, and then was off. So I know that is true. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been off.
Do you know what? I think you need to give your voice a rest now. You've done a really amazing job.
Yeah.
But you are right at the end of understanding.
I need a pee.
Well, there you go. So how we ended that conversation last week, and I took it off. I've just finished it with the first thing I did. It's hopefully we're all off now.
We're all off. What do you mean?
Well, that's what
it means.
Once I got the green light and I uncovered the actual drivers and how it works.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I preset and done it all. So that's what I've just done now at the end of that conversation. So let's take everybody there. Now it's all off. The brakes are off.
Feels good, man.
You feel that?
It does.
Yeah, I did.
So because you can feel that, that's what COVID-19 means.
Yeah.
It isn't a virus. It's the end of that to that.
Yeah.
Otherwise you won't feel it.
So the end of
it's the end of that civilization that we're part of.
It's the end of the lights that isn't.
Yeah.
What's the word?
It's the end of the old timeline.
Understood. It's the end of the old Earth, which is the distorted light. The distorted light.
Distorted.
Yeah.
That's COVID.
To the new.
And don't forget, Hoona said he did a ceremony, which was a coronation ceremony, and then the next month, that's when the COVID thing started.
Was it corona?
That was a different. That was the Royal Star.
It was a corona. It was
corona.
Corona, which is COVID-19, which is Crown, which is the new. Yeah.
I thought he said he had a coronation chicken sandwich with
he probably does like it.
a bottle of Corona. Did I miss it?
But it all, and then I was like that. Everything he said, I was like, gotcha. Every little bit I put into action. And that was the first thing I did.
It's good watching
took the brakes off.
It was good watching the replay, wasn't it? And
I heard the parallels come up underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody just said good riddance.
There's Alpha.
Dumb jokes, Mark. That's nice.
Aww.
Yeah. I mean that.
Yeah. I thought you
said that.
I thought you had moderators on this chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had moderators too. Where are you guys?
Dumb jokes. My jokes are not dumb.
But you mean they mean dad jokes. But
if everybody can feel the difference,
your dumb jokes as well.
That's
our daughter, Mark. Our daughter's in the chat.
Oh, is she? Hello,
Ella Snow.
Hello, Ella.
And our other daughter, Alpa.
Alpa's here. Alpa.
I just saw her name.
I wish you'd get her on. Let's get Alpa on for a finale. Finale to the show.
Oh, was that Poonani?
No.
It's never going to end.
Okay.
You don't know if she's in.
Just email Alpa the link and she'll come on. Listen, you need to go for pee, so do I. So let's leave Juicy and Lucy to talk to the audience for a minute. And I'll take my dumb jokes.
Just make sure you mute. All right, Juicy Lucy, talk to the audience. I need to pee.
Okay, right, here we go. Thank God we got rid of them. They come in here every fucking week annoying this fucking mother.
I can still hear you.
Bollocks. So there you go. The gospel truth. Once I got the green light, that's the first thing I did, and then was off. And then literally the whole of the journey we've been on was literally opening all this up all the way through, obviously to come back to this point, to actually activate it, and it's all open. And if people can feel that, it's because you're really going through it. It's not illusion, it's not magic, it's proper, real evolution of how the whole thing fits together with permutations. So basically, I can feel it. Them pair definitely can. They, deny it. They've denied everything since we met them. I've had it all proved all the way through.
I could feel it.
I feel it. So there we go. We're off. We're off on the journey that took us 7 days to put together. But within 7 days, has been everything from the start of time to the beginning of time and back again. And I can feel that actually now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that everybody else can as well, because we're all at the same place. So now this is the journey that we took 7 days to open all this up through space, time, and everything else. So obviously have this conversation, and that's what COVID-19 means. It's the vortex engines and everything for the starship to fire it up. And then what happens is, as it starts to fire, there's also another inside. It's called the star drive, and the star drive is like an energy that takes all the different individual stars and winds them all together and pulls it through. And that's the star driver's navigation of where you're going to go to and everything else through space and time. So no one has to sit there worrying about all fucking hours. But I mean, how the fuck will we get here? It's in the star drives. That star drive is the star driver sent to you two. So do you feel like you're actually traveling now? Feel it. Just relax and feel it.
You feel like you're moving?
Well, I just moved from the bathroom to here, so
right. So you're the top remote viewer, yeah.
Right.
So now you use your remote view for everybody on that out of here to actually.
Oh no, we definitely are. We definitely are on another. I see it simultaneously that we're somewhere else.
Feel the movement.
Yeah, I can feel it. Interesting. Is this why I trip over all the time?
Hey, have you
no, that's your Wonder Woman playing the invisible one.
Hey?
Have you sent the link to Alpa?
No, Mark, what are you doing? Are you talking to us from the toilet?
Yeah.
I was in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm in the loo. I'm still working. I don't let the toilet get in the way of my work.
Okay,
so,
where are you?
I was just saying the journey we went on since I got the green light was this journey here, all the way through and opening everything all up through space and time. And then I've just finished it with, look, it's the vortex engines. It fires up the ship and everything. But we are the ship. We are the vessels. We're all individual vessels. So we're all individual vessels, which is the same vessel. So literally, everybody don't think, well, where's the ship? Where's the ship? Each individual one of us is the ship. Yeah. And the ship.
Each of us is a ship. It's our skin that's the ship, right?
Yeah.
Right?
We are the ship. We are the universe. We are absolutely everything. And that's what connects to everything in the universe, opens everything up and pulls you through.
Right.
I can feel that now.
Ooh.
Yeah, you feel bump, 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 bump. You feel that?
Hang on a second. Yeah.
Because we're all
Alpa's in bed, sorry.
We're all individual. We're all ships. We're all vessels. Yeah.
Right.
So basically, this is where you connect to it. Everybody connects to the inner self, which then expands to the universe and connects to the outer of the universe. And that then comes back to itself to connect to itself to pull us along.
I love that.
So you're not looking for ship.
We're the ship, but that's what it feels like. But see, when I'm doing the astral traveling, I'm the Merkaba is the ship.
Yeah, it's a ship.
It's like me and the male energy. Sorry,
I'm over here.
behind.
And this is the journey I went on. You see, it was a case of everything's internal. Yeah. So the internal, and then the internal expands to a self, and then a self expands to the universe.
So that's why we have the universe inside us, which is why this is all about meditation and going inside, because that's when you see the universe. Yeah. But that is very difficult for a lot of people to get their head around. I mean, if my mum was here, she'd be fucked up beyond belief.
But that's what Charlie Free talks about, the inner space. We talk about it. There's no space out there. It's inner space.
Charlie explains this better than anybody I've ever seen. And I love the way.
But it is. We're going inward. Yeah, Alpa's in bed.
Oh, Alpa, you lazy cow! Come on.
No. She said not today. She's had a bed.
I hope your mum's
just
all
likes
right.
listening.
And she said, feel different now.
She called us mum and dad.
Hang on, I thought I was your brother. Now I'm dad. That's sick.
No, because I'm a mum.
That's incest. Come on. Okay.
But I know full well we're actually now traveling.
How?
We're actually now traveling what we went through. So what we went through for 7 days is open. And because I've just opened it, we're taking the same switch up. That's the keys for the vortex engine and blah, blah. That's the inner of yourself. That's what fires it up.
Well, on behalf of the human race, of which I am certainly not a representative, I would like to thank you for all your hard work.
Yes, both of you.
And I'd like to thank myself for all my hard work as well. And you, Jesse, for all your hard work.
It's been a pleasure. We enjoyed every bit of it, even though it's all fucked up.
Flying those fucking things and wielding that sword, it takes it out of a fella.
Done it.
Maybe that's why I'm tired. Maybe I've been.
Now it's time to relax and let that star drive I gave you. That's the star drive. That's what connects everything. So that star drive I give it to you. It's just it's what we all are. That star drive. It's what drives it.
We'll put that. We'll put that in a PDF and email it. Just remember to sign up to mine and JC's email addresses.
That's what we use. That's what we used for flying, and where we went to. The whole thing.
Okay. So
that star drive is what sits in the center of yourself. Yeah, and that's the star drive, which then is waiting for the code. The code is what I give you about the COVID-19.
If I'm finding it easy to do the stuff you're doing without this stuff, what does that mean?
What you finding it easy? What I mean is,
I'm traveling like you, right? And I don't have these drawings.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
We're all saying what we've been doing. We've been doing.
Yeah.
Everybody's been here.
That basically means you've passed your driving test, JC.
Yeah. And Mark always gets lost and can't be trusted, so we've had to do it this way.
Can't be trusted? I beg your pardon.
He got lost over fucking thing, didn't he?
I always get lost, but I'm the postman. That's my nickname.
But this it's also got a star drive in it as well, you see, which winds all the stars together through the whole thing. That's the star drive. So that's got a list of where all the stars are. So basically, as that winds up and through, that's actually taking you through space and time and linking everything together by connecting the stars. Each individual star's got a different signature.
Yeah.
That different signature it's got.
Yes,
through the star drive.
It's different energy. Yeah.
That star drive's got the whole thing all the way through, which went last week. And that's what's now connecting and driving and pulling us through. So it's okay firing the ship up, which it does. The COVID-19, that actually is the vortex, open space, open time, opens the interstellars. It's open to the drivers, but it's the star drive that winds up and pulls the thing, which then pulls you along. Now, do you feel like being pulled along now?
Yeah. I've got to still myself. I'm always feeling a bit funny.
And this is it's what like you two said. Forget everything, completely. Yes, just accept that format, internal, 100%, running on absolute maximum because everything always runs on absolute maximum. There's no half measures. The absolute maximum you can actually do, it always runs on that constantly.
Runs on that
maximum.
Okay, everything runs on maximum all the time.
Juicy. That's how I've lived my life.
Yeah.
On full throttle all the time. I don't know how. You just said relax. I have no idea how to do that.
No.
Yes,
but the thing is, the amount of permutations that I've had to go through, which this is now running on, is fucking unbelievable. It's like maximum. You can't even believe how many different permutations to create everything from nothing has been made. So it's a different type of maximum you can actually think of. It's every permutation possible that can ever be used or created in any way, shape, or form to create
Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way,
that's what happens.
By the way, somebody just left a comment saying the postman always rings twice, Mark, and I read that. I don't know who said it, but do you know what? Do you know my last poem? There's that line in it. I told you, JC, that I didn't understand that line.
Yes.
You understood it, and it was something about the bell rings twice.
Yes, I understood it. Yeah.
And look, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because this is how the universe works, guys. It's all about the numbers, the codes, the information's in front of you all the time. These coincidences, these synchronicities, they're not accidents. There's no such thing as a coinkydink. And the more we tune into this, the more knowing and knowledge that we have. I mean, if you listen to the way that Juicy's talking, it's more spiritual than any sermon I've ever been to. It's more spiritual just listening to that. Even if you don't understand it, just soak it up, because your spirit understands it. Your left brain can't ever understand it. Okay. And if you don't understand his accent, that's your left brain. That's all it is. You pop over to the right and you just let this stuff sit with you. It's like a meditation. It's like a guided meditation. It's like 432 hertz. It's like it's this vibrational frequency of knowledge. The infinite potentiality of the Akashic record is what Huna Flash talked to us about. Which is why it's in that poem. And I loved that idea, the potentiality of because a lot of people talk about the Akashic record like it's set in stone, like it's everything that's ever happened or will happen is there and you tap it, but it's not. It's all fluid. Because it's all about potentiality. So like every atom that you're made from, allegedly, is potential. That's all it is. And every child, and this is why it comes back to the children, right? Because that's why they've stolen the children, because the children have this incredible potential energy.
Yes.
And that's why they go for the children. And that's why we have to protect the children more than anything else.
And the child is the Stargate.
Exactly. We are the Stargate.
Because, he said, so right side is father, left side is mother.
Yeah.
And the circuit breaker
is
the child, and the child is the Stargate from where we come from.
All of creation right there in a human being, right? And it's the most beautiful thing I can imagine. And I want to thank you, Juicy and Lucy, again, because...
Well, don't thank me yet, because I'm going to explain something else now.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I was trying to wrap up.
Hold on.
No,
you remember I got told I'm a performer time, blah, blah, you went in front of what we got to do, because I got really good at it.
Yeah.
Now, this is the minute...
I didn't understand a word. What is that?
What he just said was,
when Flash says to me, "You're before your time, you're well in front."
Yes, you're ahead of everyone.
I got really good at permutating and how to do things. Yeah, so what you're running, the program now what you're running through, was the bare minimum to get into the future to make everything work properly. So you're all working on the bare minimum we needed to do. This is where we took it to the next level, So the next level is frequency. Yeah. Now, frequency. Now, all frequencies. So every frequency through every universe has now been made into its own drive or its own. So within every parallel of what's ever happened, whoever's been in it, all them frequencies now are all one frequency, but the frequency has to be put into the right place. So first and foremost, frequency is heard, then thought about, then spoken, then seen. Yeah.
In the beginning was the word.
The word, yeah.
Originally, when I put this together, there was no word. So I put all this together with frequency, of brain frequency. Yeah. Then the word came after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the frequency we think is what we talk. It isn't.
Yeah.
Frequency is what we hear. So what we hear creates the mind, creates eyes, and creates everything from that. So to finish the job off, we went through the whole thing, creating everything into a frequency. That frequency is what's heard, and then was what's thought about, seen, and spoke about. That's the way around it. That changes the bare minimum of maximum to another level of maximum, because it increases the amount of permutations within that sequence by whatever you want to think about it so big. That's the drive, which is the extra drive to the maximum. I said, you think of maximum, you think yourself, yeah, I'll work on maximum, but now you can see what maximum really is. It's another level of maximum of permutations.
Oh, so it's like that speaker in This Is Spinal Tap.
And,
Put up to 11.
This
one's one half of it.
This one goes up. This one goes up to 11.
This one goes up to 11.
So you feel like you've come to a bit. You feel like it's slowed down a bit compared to what it was a minute ago. Just slowing down.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah,
because that's only one half of it.
Yeah.
So for every noise that's being created or squeak is a frequency to make everything corrected in the right direction as positive. Also, is equal to every nothing called nothing within that space, which is the distance between spaces of them spaces.
This goes on for 6 hours.
So nothing is a frequency, and the sound is a frequency, and all them together as one is the drive that pulls it really forward to absolutely massive.
So everyone in the chat who's saying, why is Juicy's voice like that? This is why Juicy's voice is like that. Come on, guys, we've already
explained this loads of times.
No, but this is why Juicy's voice is like that, because he talks his way through.
So basically, from the last time we spoke, we have been through all them billions of whatever you think is up to the maximum. We've been through each part of each one of them, recreating to get back to this point 7 days later, because the boomerang. That's how long we've been out there doing it.
7 days of this trip.
So all of this will be covered.
7 days.
All of this will be covered in full detail in Abracadabra 97, which is
so even when I'm saying nothing. So even now, when I'm saying nothing, I fucking ain't. Can't tell me to shut up anymore. Because don't forget, within distance is sound. Within distance, so even in the nothing, in distance, there's something.
Yeah.
And this is now where.
Oh, that's so. No, stop there. Just stop there. That is so. You're the poet here, not me. That is so poetical. That I just want everybody to meditate on that for a second. Just say that again.
About the even in the nothing.
Yeah.
Is relevant to the something, and every sound that's been created is equal to a nothing.
That is so
beautiful. Within nothing is where we create the something out of the sound, and then all them nothings all come as one nothing, and that's where we create multi-universe where everything is in the nothing. Wow. And all them billions of nothings make sure you're invisible, you can't be seen.
Can somebody write all that down and send it to me, because I'm going to nick it.
And then once originally, you see, what we've been here was in the something. If you look in the old universe, it was part of something. You can't have something without the nothing.
Yeah.
Don't know. So basically what it is creating all of that and putting it back into the nothing. So now all them somethings are all now open as a universe in the nothing. So basically put all them somethings into the nothing and open them up as one sort of like universe within it. That's why I know the COVID-19 drivers and the vortex is what opens them all up as one. flashes them all together as one. Interstellar means all individual, but all the same. So nothing has to be relevant to and from, because you can have it to what you want within each individual one. Because the old relevant to and from boxes, I made relevant to and from whatever I fucking want boxes. So basically, they're all the same as each other on individual universes. So we can recreate different universes within.
Sorry, is that a technical term? They relate to whatever I fucking want box. Is that?
Yeah.
Can we trademark that? JC, go and trademark that and put a get the .com while you're there.
Yeah.
The old way, you see, was relevant to and from, so everything had to be the same to make it relevant to and from the first one.
Ah, that's just that's fucking 16 hours later. That's really cemented in my head now. Thank you for that.
Okay, explain it, Mark.
No.
So don't forget, this was all done just in case. So if we created a universe, the first ever one in the box or within that box, and then from that we just call it relevant to and from that box to this box, that universe. So each individual universe is exactly the same. So obviously, as the old energy, you just print, you start the new box, the new universe, and we start a new being. So like in Egypt days, we could have the same sort of family line for billions of years just by the same box recreating itself and being in the same place all the time, and then being a different sort of dynasty or whatever of itself.
Lateral thinking. It's a lot. We're 2.5 hours in now.
Yeah, so all I did was, it's like, oh, okay. So obviously this is the last relevant to and from box, which is exactly the same as wherever in space and time is the first one, because it's relevant to and from. Went back to that one and then changed it to relevant to and from whatever I fucking want box. So we then put all the boxes back together and stripped all the old universes out. Put me in here. Whatever you want.
Wow. Someone said Mark has to put the fuck it letter in the fuck it box.
so now them boxes aren't boxes anymore. It's just an expanding universe. So when we're out of the box, what can you do? You can spread your wings and fly.
By the way, if you're watching ABRACADABRA 1, 2, and 3, just delete them.
This is explained everywhere.
So this is brilliant. It's because it's like I forget all that. And,
but you see,
that's good.
So, as soon as we got to the end where we had to get to, they went right, boom, boom, and opened them drivers. I'm fucking off again now, wasn't I? And we all are.
What's going on, Wonder Woman? What's up? Is that your cat?
No.
Oh. What happened?
What's going on?
What happened then?
Did you drop something?
Did
you just accidentally pee?
No. No.
Tell her lady. Tell her lady.
There's something on the floor and I stepped on it.
Oh, it's not Australian spiders. That's just why I don't want to go to Australia, because it's got those fucking spiders.
And I've got my shoes on.
Was it a spider? It was. You didn't want to say the word because you're caring about me, because I'm around. Yeah. That's very kind of you.
There you go. So I can feel now we're off.
We are off. I know
else can as well, because where we are.
When you rang me last Saturday and you said we're off, and I was looking out and I went outside and I saw that star alignment, and it literally felt, you know, those I think it was 3-4 stars that were all glittering in a different way and a different formation, and it was like it, in my mind's eye, it was like looking at like 12 horses. I mean, I've never been on a stagecoach, but I have been on. I have been to the North Pole, not quite at the North Pole, but I've been across frozen lakes in Sweden with huskies, right? And it was like that. It was like we were being pulled across the universe by these stars, right? And it was beautiful. You know, when Juicy was describing it to me, it was just so it was just amazing, and you can feel it. And I often, you know, because I don't. You know how you get a little bit dizzy sometimes, JC, and a bit like you said that earlier that you felt like that. I used to do aerobatics in aeroplanes, right? When I was 18, 19 years old, and you know, loop the loops, barrel rolls, and all that kind of stuff. And I never felt sick, mainly because I'm a short ass, and you know,
you never felt sick.
No, never.
Sorry, I was thinking about the spider.
But thank you. Thanks for bringing that back up. Any arachnophobic therapists on there can talk to me afterwards. Was it a big one?
So it breaks off now. There was brakes before. I took off brakes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
So,
sorry.
And the
That's
brakes
what
are the
I'm trying to
universe
say.
that hold us in place.
So a lot of people feel disorientated at the moment.
Pull them back in, so press the button, and it pulls it back into the ship. So boom, all right. See if you hear the bump from underneath in a minute.
Oh, it was delayed because I'm in Australia.
I'll put a bump in there, so you should feel it.
You put a bump. Oh, actually, you know what? I feel this in my stomach.
Yeah. Ding ding. That's the
turpentine.
Yeah.
That's the turpentine.
Ding.
Yeah.
The phone.
I'm doing a turpentine therapy.
Is that your phone dinging?
Yeah, ding. It's ringing. The parallel's coming up.
Hang on. Are you making that ding?
The parallel's coming up.
Are you making that ding?
No. That's the parallels coming up.
Fucking hell.
Bing, 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 bing.
I put like a lift shaft in them so I know where they are.
Can everyone remember that when that just takes us back to when I jumped to parallel. I jumped.
Yeah.
That you guys have to go back and
I feel like I feel like I just jumped to parallel then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to recognise that feeling because it's like it's like you're there, and then you're not there for a split second,
you're
and
in
then
a
you're there
void,
again.
and then it's like
I
felt that when I was walking over
coming
from the bathroom. I was like,
I bet the audience numbers have gone right down now.
Well, it is. You're all coming up. You're all coming up through us. Because we're 100% of everybody, so you're coming up through us from the bottom. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm feeling this weird thing. I hope it's not the turpentine. I'm doing turpentine therapy protocol.
No.
Yes, you mean you're shitting a lot.
And just a quickie.
There's stuff that's coming out of me.
Just to prove a point. What's happening.
He's on one now.
It's got a postcode. It's got its own postcode.
Since we met and I told you exactly what's happening and why, and I was just doing that on sheer faith of what I knew and why. Yeah. And everything I said was 100%.
I know.
So this is as well.
I know.
It is 100%. Exactly. That's why we're going to.
I want to explain to people watching this is that, we have a lot of conversations that are not online and not live on YouTube.
You bump then? I know that. Do you bump?
Wait,
no, I was
let Mark explain.
We're off.
All right,
listen,
Mark,
I heard the bump. Now we're off. If a very gentle pull one way.
So if you're watching this, I recommend you take mushrooms, LSD, whatever it is that you need to make sense of this.
That's your star drive.
Or quinine.
Of you pulling your
Quinine's good.
Quinine and coffee. I haven't had my coffee. I hate quinine. Yes, Mark, finish what you were saying.
Let's go. Just gone unstable for a minute while I've been.
I'm just admiring the Taurus field and the tangerine.
How you can feel like that.
Because if you open this up, right, what have you got? You've got
segments.
You've got the Taurus field right there.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Right there is the Taurus field.
It looks like a vagina.
When have you shagged the orangutan? Very orange vagina. It looks like a vagina. Well, actually, of course it does.
A vulva.
That's made for
And another thing I run past about the English, as in ing. Yeah, and the
which is also the name of the very big Dutch bank, which was behind a lot of the
ing is also about the need for ice, gift, and then it's sun, water, and air.
It's also the last three letters of the word wanking.
And that format.
Come on, Peter! Jesus, I'm dropping this company gold, and you
can have lush wanking, and that's a Dorset thing.
Yeah, how long has it been, Mark?
See, the biggest problem with this episode is that his voice is so fucked up that he's not doing the Sid James laugh anymore.
No, my actual voice now.
I've just realised what
to come on
missing element.
That's like since I've gone boom, boom, boom. Right, I'm now like permutating like a motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know.
Right, that is an album title if ever I heard one.
Well, I'm permutating like a motherfucker.
Coming in a double.
That's a t-shirt.
Fucking I'm trying to do a joke here, you cunt. Coming in a double 4, it's permutated like a motherfucker by Juicy. So look, we have to end this episode. We're just, we're drifting. We're drifting. This is amazing.
We're fucking flying at me. I'm drifting.
No, I know.
Okay,
But,
let's wrap it up.
there are people out there who have lives who, 3 hours is a long time. And I am always aware of that. And I'm really sorry, guys, because I know 3 hours is a long time out of your life. But it is, I'm gonna wrap it up because Abracadabra 8 is beckoning, and you've done amazing to be able to even turn up to this, let alone speak.
I'm ready to fucking go again now.
No.
No. Shut the fuck up. No. Too late. We're rolling.
No. Look, come on. 3 hours is like half a working day for most people.
And I've got to buy my daughter's.
In the whole fucking
I've got to go to market tomorrow.
It's at market.
I'm chopping wood tomorrow.
You like that? If I did not.
No, we're getting up early. We're chopping a load of wood tomorrow, like massive. Anyway,
like a Swedish wood chopper. I come to fix your microwave. It's my porn star thing.
So I just want to explain to the audience. Once he starts talking about Swedish porn, we definitely have to stop. Look, I just want to really appreciate the effort because I know this was last minute. I was tired. JC was tired. You're tired. We're all tired.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody watching's got something out of it. If they've taught you something, if we've made you laugh, if we've made you cry, if we've done anything good, then thanks for listening. Basically.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And we are definitely now traveling what we went through the last 7 days.
Right. So us four are gonna have a chat after this, but everybody else.
We're doing after show. And it's rated R.
Yeah, you can join the after show. It's just $1,000 for send it to paypal.me/Mark Atwood.
People are saying this was incredible. That's good. And then people are saying, "Oh, I love that song, Norwegian Wood. I love it.
Oh, I love that song as well.
Once had a
Norwegian wood chopper.
Or should I say, she once had
me.
I can't sing
Showed me her room.
Like Chris Evans said, didn't it?
Isn't it good?
Okay.
I can't do I can do John Lennon impression, but I can't fucking sing it, that song.
You can't?
Do you want to hear my favourite John Lennon quote?
Okay.
Talk.
Life. Shut up, I'm doing John Lennon. Life is like getting out of one car and getting into another. No, death. Fucking hell, I fucked it up.
One job. Oh no, fucked it
Not
up.
life. Death.
We stick with the duck bit.
Death is like getting out of one car and getting into another.
Oh, really?
And a man came down on a cloud and he said, "You are Beatles."
And he said,
the days that we were. I miss John Lennon.
You miss him. I miss Paul. I miss the real Paul McCartney.
Oh, he died fucking 20 years before you were born.
He was I was born on his birthday.
Yeah.
18th of June.
So what?
That's the real one. Yes.
What the fuck's that got to do with the price of fish?
You said you missed John Lennon. Why are we still talking?
I know, we've got to end this show. We've got to end the show.
We have to end the show.
She misses the Swedish wood chopper. We might have come out tonight.
Right, he's doing more Swedish.
So it's usually swords. It's now wood.
Swords.
What's
Swedish
going on?
wood chopper.
All right. Bye, everybody. Now,
Bye.
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 Love you.
Love you.
Returns.
Take care. See you soon.